afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. Round 2 of the 108th PGA Championship going on right now. Alex Smalley, your leader, at -5. He's -2 on his second round. Hideki Matsuyama in a group at -3. Just behind him, Matsuyama is -3 on his second round. Hickory Hills, Ben Kern is -3 on his second round as well. He is +1 for the tournament. It was a rough second period for Jet Greaves and Team Canada at the World Hockey Championships. Jet gives up 3 in that second period. Canada and Sweden tied after 2 at 3. The Ohio Cup tonight in Cleveland. The Guardians hosting the Reds at 7:10. You can hear that on the Fans HD3 at 6:40. This one's sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union, voted best credit union for the past 8 years in a row by CBUS Top Picks. Visit bmifcu.org to learn more.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
So where's the office, back at Division? In the office, baby. Going up.
All right, here we go on a Friday. Glad you're aboard, Rothman and Ice. In the office, baby. Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, TLC. Good to see you, fellas.
What up, what up? It is always, and I mean always, good to see you and TLC. Happy Friday. Shout out to everybody listening. Shout out to everybody in the chat. How you feeling today, my guy? You good?
I started the show today, and I peeked into the studio there with Baker, and I said, stick around.
Yeah, where's he
And
at?
then I dropped a Joe Pesci, Billy Bats, Goodfellas. Keep him here. Keep him here. And he doesn't stay. And apparently yesterday when we were having fun with his casual athletic prowess, flex, that he put himself in the 98th percentile of all amateur golfers who can hit a ball 300-plus yards.
I've even hit a couple 340 in my life.
Mm-hmm. And consistently 300. Not just, hey, I got one, it hit a sprinkler head, we're not sure how it got down there, it was a windy day, none of that.
Yeah.
And so he this morning apparently took offense at our fun at his expense yesterday when he casually threw this out there. What do I need that for? I can already do it. And so I thought maybe we'd keep him around to find out maybe why that struck him so.
Check his temperature on this, because when I talked to him this morning, he said to me, you guys really came after me in Bo yesterday. I was like, whoa.
Listen, we know Bo can shoot. That was just, the whole lead was Baker.
I can hit 5 or 6 threes if I'm in a row playing with the boys. So, that's a regular thing.
I mean, the beauty of their segment, and this is the ultimate compliment, is that both of them were just very casually like nothing to see here.
No.
I've been there, done that. But Baker's was like I'm on tour.
Bo's is much more realistic in my mind to accomplish.
Depending
you
on
knock down a handful of threes, corner pocket, maybe straight ahead, wherever you're comfortable in that 3-point line. I think you can find a groove there.
Is that on the driveway?
Sure.
Or is it, where is that?
We'll put it in
just
a high school gym. Yeah. I feel good about Uncle Bo accomplishing that. To your point about Bake Show.
It was just such a casual.
Saying I can go 340 plus if I need it.
Let me hear it again, please.
I've even hit a couple 340 in my life.
All right, so he didn't say he was hitting
a couple
in his life.
So one or two.
But there was other parts.
I have no use for that.
If I catch it just right, meaning if he catches it a little off, it might go 308. Like, it was just so casual. And then for him to take wow, you guys really, you threw it out there. Did you not expect us?
This is what we do.
If anything, he should be happy I was listening. Like, if anything, he should
Real team player.
Hey, thanks for listening.
Of course.
Appreciate you talking about the show. Right.
We're always listening to their show.
Yeah.
We really enjoy Bishop and Prince.
That's right.
But if we
They're
say
our lead-in.
if I were to say something that was a little out of bounds, I would expect them
Feel
to call
free.
me out.
Feel free.
T-Bone and Tyvis, Mike and call me out. We're all bros around here. I'm here for it. T-Bone and Tyvis have called me out. I love it. I just hope that Big Show hasn't taken this personally. That's all.
Well, it feels like I feel like he has.
We need to check his temperature on this.
Well, I did. I peeked in there before the show. And I said, and then he dropped the same line he dropped to me.
Little cold
and then
shoulder.
I said, I thought we were all just having fun here. And he's like, well, and I'm like, all right, stick around.
He was like, what?
I don't know what he was. He didn't have much to say, is my point.
I let Jordan Love suck me in.
Okay. All right. We
love you, Big Show.
We
and
wouldn't be
Bo.
talking about you guys if we didn't.
Of course.
That's the fun. That's it, right?
Yes. There he is. Oh,
Yeah.
he's going back to his side studio with a plate of food, so there's no chance he's coming
going
in right.
back
No
to his
chance.
closet studio with a plate of food.
It's lunchtime. He just got off.
All right.
Just got off the
That's
clock.
that. All right. I'll let it go. I thought we were having fun.
Big Show, if you're listening, please come in and explain yourself.
Well,
That's what
by
this
the way, I
really
don't know he's going to answer to that. That wasn't exactly the most diplomatic way to put. Hey, sit in that seat.
Explain
We're gonna put
yourself.
Yeah, explain yourself. You got a lot of splaining to do.
Which would you rather have, high cholesterol or HIV?
Well, that was a great poll that Bobby threw out, filling in for you, Maddie. By the way, he could have added a third. You get like 4 choices on Twitter. You get 4 in the poll.
Twitter.
Exactly.
What are the other 2?
No, I mean, he could have added food poisoning.
I thought you were.
He could have. No, he could have added. Bobby could have added. Of Bobby's 2,
Okay.
he could have added a couple others.
For sure.
Because you had food poisoning. He probably was starring in the next Alfred Hitchcock Vertigo film. We had other choices.
Yeah,
We could add Bobby's 2 choices, and then we could have added food poisoning and Vertigo.
Just fingers crossed that you make it through this entire week without something happening to you. Because
it's 12:08 on a Friday. You're like, I hope you make it through the week.
Because 2/3 of this show have gotten bodied
Down,
this
dropped,
week.
like canvas dropped.
So you gotta get this thing done for us.
Anybody
this week.
that didn't eat the fish today, I had stewardess. I had fish.
Movie?
All right.
Where's
Well,
that?
that's right. They offered steak or fish. That's right. I had the lasagna. You guys won't get it.
Home Alone.
You actually might have gotten this if you would have paused for a second, just on taking some hints of what I just said, like of what kind of movie it was.
Why? Can you repeat the line? Why me?
Can you repeat the
It's your
question?
thing. That's why.
Oh yeah, language of
Because I
origin.
believe you've named this movie before way back, or I've said something. Like
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
The options were steak and fish. Oh, that's right. I had the lasagna.
What have I guessed?
Excuse me, stewardess. I speak jive.
Forrest Gump.
No. Stewardess. Is there a movie on this plane? Stripes.
Okay. The fact that you said that gets you not a full point,
Okay.
but the fact that you recognize you crafted another quote of mine and you got that movie right.
Excuse me, stewardess, is there a movie on this flight?
That's exact. You had it, but that's not the movie. It was Airplane, which I think you've mentioned before. Yeah.
Oh, Dom always mentions that movie.
Yeah.
Where are we?
So you had it.
It's like I picked the wrong week to quit smoking.
That's right. To
Picked
stop
the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
Lloyd Bridges at his finest. All right, so here's the poll for today.
Yeah.
We got. Well, let me lay out the menu, because if you're nice enough to be listening, then we want you to feel like you know what's going on.
Of course.
Enough of this hee-haw with the blank around gang. All right, so
I thought you almost slipped up.
I almost had my last show. Wouldn't that have been great?
I almost had to lunge to my left. and
Oh, would
push a
that have
button.
been great? If that's the one I went out on.
Yeehaw with the blank around gang.
So then you know what?
Wow.
So be it.
proud of you. That's very nice.
That would have been nice.
Right after you get done chastising Ice, what? You think I can't make it to 3 o'clock?
You know, you're right. That's a self-fulfilling prophecy. He did it to himself. Hey, where'd you get this stuff? I learned it by watching you, Dad. That was the old drug commercials I grew up as a kid.
Oh.
When the father goes into the son's room and where'd you get a...
Okay.
I got it from you. I learned it from watching you. And it was a real hard-hitting,
That's
like,
heavy.
yeah, wasn't it?
That's heavy.
We had some heavy ones back in the 80s.
Like a handing down of...
Found his, like, drug paraphernalia, walked into his bedroom. He's like, what's going on?
It's a good commercial back then.
And then he's like, you know what? I learned it from you, Dad. I learned it from watching you.
Was this his older self in the commercial?
No, this was a dad going into a high school kid's bedroom. And saying, I found your
a little bit of
paraphernalia. And the kid's like,
thanks to you.
Turned the tables and was like, and the dad had to be like, wow, I did not set a great example for my kid. Right.
You know the best commercial from the 80s, though.
Pardon me, would you have any great
poupon? Yes, that was pretty good.
That's
but
the
not
best.
the greatest.
You like the Be a Pepper commercial. We played that one recently.
No, that Maddie said something and it jogged something in my brain. He said, be this, be that. And I'm like, wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? Yeah, that's all that was. All right, so we have the schedules. You have to decide now. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Now you've seen the way it lays out. You'll know. You'll be able to co-sign the bet or not. We'll have Jordan DeJohnny from CBS Sports NFL at 1:30. We'll have J. Lou at 2:30. Guess what's happening this weekend? The Ohio Cup. The first place, Cleveland Guardians, against the last place, Cincinnati Reds.
I don't love that.
Ironically, both with almost identical records. So we'll have him on. We'll get his prediction on that. Here's the poll for today. I'll put it out here.
Okay.
So we're talking about this kid, Garrick Higo, who was late for his tee time and got docked 2 strokes. Wound up shooting 1 under. It was a great round. It actually used for motivation and all that. And I started thinking, like, what would give you the most anxiety being late for? Like, what brings the most anxiety?
Okay.
And here would be your choices.
Okay.
Because these are my choices, so I'll make them yours. We got to add that we have to have a golf in there just because he was late for his tee time. So I would say you're invited as a guest at a private course.
Okay.
If you're late for that tee time.
Okay.
The other one that I put in there would be attending a wedding.
Okay.
Being late for that. And then the third one would be work. Just in general, being late for work. Not a job interview, that's too strong, but work. And then the last one would be, and this is my all-time anxiety, in heavy traffic on the way to the airport.
Okay.
All right, so I'll put that poll out and we'll see where it stands at the end of the show. All right, we'll hit the schedule game next, and it looks like I may have to wait for my 6. That's next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
Right now, get 0% financing for up to 60 months on new 2026 Tucson SE. 0%, plus make no payments for 90 days. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit on all qualified. N61.
As the saying goes, trust is earned, never given. When it comes to your roof, who you trust truly matters. At Newman Roofing, we're more than just a business. We're a local, family-owned company built on honesty, integrity, and hard work. From the very beginning, these core values have shaped the way we do business, ensuring a customer experience that's second to none. Our dedication to quality has earned us the trust of thousands of homeowners across Central Ohio. At Newman Roofing, excellence isn't just a word, it's our promise to you. From the moment we step foot on your doorstep to the final handshake, we strive to deliver an experience that keeps you calling back for more. Whether you need a roof repair or a full replacement, our team at Newman Roofing is here to protect what matters most. After all, when your name is on it, it just means more. So give us a call today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit us online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Tri-State Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. Tri-State Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
It's Cinco de Monzo at Hothead Burritos, and the Hothead Scratch and Win is back. Every single card's a winner with tons of free stuff, including free burritos for a year and even a grand prize Caribbean trip. Get scratching at Hothead Burritos.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
My name is DeMar Hamlin. I play for the Buffalo Bills, and I play safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers. Through CPR education and access to AEDs, nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
Common Man and Timmy.
Come on, man.
You don't have a craving?
No, I don't have a craving for Timmy.
I can't believe you don't crave for 3 o'clock.
I don't crave.
Common Man and Timmy Afternoons on the Fan is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll call it partly cloudy for the rest of the day. Overall pretty pleasant, just a little cooler than average with highs around 71. For the overnight hours, lows fall to 56 with increasing clouds. On Saturday, a little unsettled from time to time. We'll have occasional showers and a few thunderstorms out there. Looks like the best chance is going to be early in the day, then some additional redevelopment possible later in the day. Warmer and more humid, highs around 80. For the Fan, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Justin Gertz.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Fan, Ohio sports destination. No one funks up the work microwave like these two. Fish again? You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, poll is out. At 971RNI, at 971 The Fan. When it comes to being late, what would give you the most anxiety? This is based off Garrett Higgo being late for his tee time yesterday at the PGA Championship and getting docked 2 strokes. So your choices are work, attending a wedding, a tee time at a private club. You'll be the guest, and in heavy traffic to the airport. Boy, work is so general. Like all days aren't created equal at work. So some days you can be late and feel okay about it. But you'd have to kind of put yourself in the mindset of that it's an important work day. Like it wasn't just some casual Friday and just
like you have to lead a meeting that day or something.
Yeah, right.
You know,
we're not just mailing it in.
Right.
Like every day here.
What's jumping out to me that would really hit me hard when it comes to anxiety is sitting in heavy traffic on the way to the airport.
100%.
Because, and this isn't the exact same scenario that you laid out, but a few years ago, I was going down to Florida to visit one of my friends. So I Ubered from my apartment to the airport. And as I got to the front desk, check-in, boarding pass, yada, 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 all that stuff, AR reached in my back pocket, and I didn't have my wallet. And you want to talk about anxiety?
Well, you're done now because you can't fly.
That was the worst anxiety, or some of the worst anxiety I've ever felt in my entire life. That window of time of trying to find my wallet. Did I drop it on the ground somewhere walking in? Is it in the Uber, which it was, but also then my mind going to...
Well, you and Bobby have both left your wallets in Ubers.
This Uber driver could have easily, by the time I realized I didn't have my wallet, picked up someone else That person sits in the back seat, swipes my wallet. That didn't happen. I was able to get a hold of my Uber driver. But when it comes to anxiety at the airport, I always feel that in general. But in that moment, that to me was, okay, this is one of the worst scenarios I've ever been in. Yeah. So that is, I think, going to be the winner. Is heavy traffic on the way to the airport. And
it is for me.
Realizing that your flight is getting closer and closer and closer by the second minute. There's nothing worse.
Yeah. And then you go through that self-defeating, you would call this pulling a me, where it would be like, we're done. We missed the flight. It's over. Like you're in heavy traffic. You're like, we're not going to make it.
We're not making it.
We're just not making it.
Yeah.
Like you have to almost condition yourself to know we're not going to make it. And then you play that roller coaster of maybe I can in the back of my mind, but I've already convinced myself I'm done. Dave writes in, another nervous anxiety moment. Your girlfriend is late.
1,000%.
He doesn't get it.
1,000%.
He finally got it.
What, getting stood up?
No. That you might be a daddy.
Oh, my gosh.
You might be a daddy.
Late on the cycle. I got you.
You might be a daddy.
I looked at your face and I don't think he's getting it.
No, that didn't register for a second.
That's a good call by Dave.
Maybe it's good that you didn't get it.
If there isn't a clear planning going on.
Who's the daddy?
You know
We've
what I
all
mean?
had that fear.
If you guys haven't had the conversation of, okay, let's try and do this for real, and that comes to your desk, that's
TLC. He doesn't listen. He's anxiety free in his life. Didn't even hit him. He's like, this is what it is. Yeah,
it's all good.
Yeah.
No, but there was one time years ago where. Actually, I don't even want to.
Where's this going?
Exactly. I don't even want to.
You were the innocent one in all this, and now you're moving to the top of the rankings with the story.
I'm backing out. It's not going to be a good story.
I kind of liked where that was going, though. Does this involve an ex?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not a bad story, though. But, like, she eventually got, I don't even know if I could say the P word, but, like,
we understand what you're saying. It eventually came around.
Yeah. She eventually reached the point on her cycle that you're looking for.
Yeah.
But
Flo came.
She was like
to visit.
She was like a month late, but I didn't even know. She didn't tell me until she got it, and I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, oh, so like I had no pressure the entire time because I didn't even know she was late.
Okay,
well,
and she kept you in the dark.
No anxiety.
Yeah, but I mean, like it all worked out, so it was all good. But like I didn't even know that there was anything to worry about.
How old were you at the time?
Oh God, like 19.
Oh man.
So like I didn't even
19.
I didn't even know to worry about that probably at that point.
You said thanks.
Yeah, I'm just like. I didn't know there was any concern. I've been good the whole time, but I'm glad you're okay too.
I don't know how we transition, but we will.
No, I got one question. But before I submit my vote on the poll, I have a question about the being late to a wedding. What is the likelihood, do you think? Because, of course, and this is like the most casual thing ever, being like, if you're late to a wedding, you can just sneak in the back. Like, just get in the back pew. Is that... And I guess it depends on like the configuration of the church. Like if you get in there, is there a way to blend in? Like what is the likelihood that you think that if you're late that you can kind of mask it a little bit?
Yeah, that's a nice deep thought there. But I think this is more general that there would be some anxiety involved. People would see you come in. Like you have to attach that anxiety to it. Because if there isn't anything like that and no one does hear you. Now, I'm not talking about the final scene in The Wedding Crashers where Owen Wilson shows up and the doors slam and everybody turns around and it's a 300-person wedding. That would probably give you a lot of anxiety. But you have to add some level of discomfort to this.
Yeah, like how loud's the door that I'm opening to get in?
If you don't...
Is everyone like turning their heads and be like, oh, hey, Cole's here?
This isn't just blending into the reception. This is actually showing up where people know you're late.
Yeah.
That's
all right. Well, that's I wouldn't want the entire. No. I'm going to vote attending a wedding
congregation.
Yeah.
Look who just showed up.
Yeah. If every head turned and started looking at me as I walked in there, I would feel so stupid.
The Browns' schedule has been laid out. The bet was made with myself and Adam King. I say the Browns win at least 6. He said they don't, which means that Maddie had to jump on one side or the other. And he abandoned his co-host yesterday and said they are not winning more than 6. They're not even winning 6. So meaning they're going to have the same record or worse with Todd Monken and Deshaun being healthy right now and adding a couple receivers and Garrett being back and all that. The only thing I will tell you about their schedule is I believe I may have to wait a while to get my 6. I'd rather have it front-loaded when they're presumably healthy. But this start at Jacksonville, at Tampa, home against Carolina, I did say yesterday is winnable. Home against Pittsburgh is certainly winnable. That's a Thursday nighter in Cleveland. Bring them to the pound. And then at the Jets, I also said that's one I have to count on getting. And then it's Baltimore and then at Tennessee. I mean, I like their bye week. I actually like a late bye week or middle to late. And the Browns do have that, week 11. These teams that have bye weeks in week 6, I would, if I was a player or a coach, I would hate that. I don't need a bye week in week 6. So now that I look at the schedule, it looks like I'm probably not going to get to 6 until after the bye week.
I don't like the amount of road games prior to the bye week. I mean, there's a ton. What do we look at? 5, 6 road games.
6 in the first 10.
Before you get to that week 11 bye. Don't love that. And I just don't see them getting off to a great start. And I think that's what they're going to need. You mentioned Jacksonville, Tampa, Carolina, Pittsburgh. Few of those teams we saw in the playoffs last year, right? And I think Tampa's going to make a bounce back. I know they lost Mike Evans, so that's going to be a big question mark, and they're going to be asking more from Chris Godwin, which is an area of unknown for them based off of his health. But because of the amount of road games early, AR, and because of what it looks like in the first 5 to 6 games, I'm still going to take the under on the number that you laid out. I'm not seeing them getting beyond 6 wins or 2 6 wins this year. I like that they have the early Thursday night matchup, though. You mentioned the bye week. I completely agree with you that you do want that later, as late as possible. But for a young-ish team to have your Thursday night game be week 4, and I get it's a divisional opponent, but I do like that at home for the Browns. That makes me feel a little better about that game, but I think that's a benefit for them as well, looking at their schedule, is that you're not talking about late in the year where your bodies are already beaten up and all that type of stuff. I think a young team can handle a early-ish Thursday night game, maybe more so than a veteran team that their bodies aren't feeling as fresh as what I think the Browns' bodies can feel like early on in the season.
The other good thing I like about their schedule, and this may be not, this is fine, I think, is that they have a relatively hidden schedule, meaning that they're not primetime viewing. They have a very regular schedule. There are a ton of 1 o'clock games, a ton. They're more on a regular routine. Their routine doesn't get busted up like other teams do. Yes, they have that Thursday, but the beautiful thing about the Thursday game is they're at home, and then they have the 10 days to get ready to go to the Jets. Like a little mini bye. I mean, look at their games. They play every single game this year at 1 o'clock except for one. Like, if anything, their routine is so solid. There's nothing that disrupts them. They don't have short week this, big week, like trying to adjust. That's what I like about it. Coming out of the bye, they'll get the Raiders at home. Coming out of the bye, they get the Raiders, the Bengals, and the Falcons all at home. Like, I mean, I think their schedule lays out.
So you're locked in. They're getting to 6 wins.
Yes, they're a 6-win football team.
I'm not seeing it, brother.
Really? Yeah. Based on their schedule or their talent?
Both.
Really?
Yeah. This is the Browns.
50-50 or you're more on talent?
What's giving you so much confidence between those two options? The schedule or their talent?
Their schedule.
Okay.
Yeah, to get to 6? I mean, half the teams they play are in the bottom half of the league.
Well, that's where the Browns are,
and that's where they live, too. They're in the right neighborhood. They're all paying the same property tax.
They're on that same street.
Man, this is what's gonna be fun for this is that there's gonna be some drama because they won't get to 6 before the bye week. They won't. They won't even. Now, if I can get half of that, I'll feel okay. If I can get 3 wins by the bye week and then pick off the Raiders and get 4 and the Falcons 5, then I just got to come up with 1. I don't know. Maybe the Bengals will be resting their players in week 18.
I happen to think week 6 through 10 are really tough for them. When you're talking about week 6 at home against Baltimore.
They'll be grooving by then.
Then 3 straight road games. I don't care who you're playing. 3 straight road games is tough. And then you come back after that trip to New Orleans and you host Houston and that defense coming into town. going up against an offense that I don't think is going to be that much better this year.
So what Matty Ice is telling Browns fans today is that your season is over right now.
Which some of them may want.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you want to win 7-8 games this year.
Just win 6. We'll come back in 2 minutes. The Bengals and their path looks easier. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
May the savings be with you at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, lease a new 26 Elantra SE for $59 per month for 2 years. Just $59 a month for the May Mega Sale. This month only. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glexhyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.95 down plus tax title first month payment. 7,500 miles per year and 6-1.
Grilling season starts now at Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Does your Ford need service? At the Capital Ford of Columbus Service Department, our factory-trained technicians use genuine Ford Motor Company parts to keep your vehicle built Ford tough. Get your vehicle serviced right the first time at Capital Ford of Columbus in Whitehall.
Aaron, I've invented something really important.
Great. Tell me what it is.
You know how water heaters never give the homeowner any sort of signal that they are about to quit working?
Jerry, did you invent a way to solve that problem?
I sure did. I call it the Eco First Responder System.
I like it. How does it work?
Well, when your hot water heater quits working and you have no hot water, just call Eco before 5 p.m. and we guarantee to install your new hot water heater that same day, even if you decide to go tankless.
Jerry, that's been our policy for a long time. What exactly did you invent?
I invented the name, Aaron. The name. The Eco First Responder System. I thought you said you liked it.
Sure, Jerry. It's a great name for a really strong guarantee.
When your water heater quits working, just call Eco before 5 p.m. and we guarantee to install your new hot water heater that same day, even if you decide to go tankless.
You're a great guy, Jerry. I'm really glad you work here.
Get Eco.
ECO. GetEco.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony's tennis shorts were so tight, they had to pixelate his crotch. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, Bengals expect a massive bounce back here. They really do. Not that anybody has a ton of confidence in their defense, but it has to be improved. And
does it?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, the only reason why I'm laughing is because while the offense absolutely deserves our respect, I don't think we should assume anything from that side of the ball.
Well, they traded a big pick to get Dexter. That's got to help.
I hear you. And I think he
signed Allen, Boye, Mafe. You and I have talked about these guys.
I know we have.
You don't think they're going to be improved?
All I'm saying is this is 3 years in a row.
I'll tell you what.
Where this defense has been atrocious.
I think what we learned today is Maddie says cancel the NFL season in Ohio. On May 15th, it's over.
All I'm saying, until they show me, I'm not giving them the benefit of the doubt. And I think there's a lot of Bengal fans that are in that camp as well.
Matty Ice says move both franchises to Baltimore again.
Despair. Yes.
I'll take some of their players. That's for sure.
Boy, they, who else did they? So they signed, obviously they got Dexter, and they had, by the way, they had the league's worst run defense last year, and they got one of a big-time run stuffer. So they automatically are improved there if he stays healthy. And then Boye Mafe and Jonathan Allen,
they're fine. They're fine.
I didn't say, I'm not saying they're going to be the greatest defense.
Those guys are okay.
Cook,
they're solid players. I like Brian Cook.
Mario Davis. I mean,
well, go all in then. You're a believer in Big Al.
I just think it's May 15th, and I think there should be a little positivity. Like they spent some money.
I have positivity, but I also want to be realistic with this team.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been asking them for 3 years in a row to just be an average defense, and they've let everybody down in embarrassing fashion. That's all I'm saying. And so when we get, and they're one of the teams that has a bad bye week. Theirs is week 6. We get to that point and we're like, oh, okay, this defense has got some bite to it.
They have to go late October through the end of the season.
Brutal.
into 2027 without a break. It's awful. Now, the tough scene, here's the deal, though. 7 straight 1 p.m. games. That's simple. Keep it simple, stupid. I like that. I agree with you. Week 6 bye, bad.
Brutal. That is before, but you will get, this is any type of consolation prize, I guess, that bye week will be going into a trip to Baltimore. So you do like that you get that extra window of time to prepare for a divisional opponent.
The other thing that kind of ticks me off is that they don't allow NFL teams anymore to decide whether they want their bye week after an international game. Like, that should be a team decision.
I don't know how all the scheduling works and
that's how it works
with TV networks and all that, but I hear what you're saying. Like, if you could, if you had that option,
their bye week is week 6. They're playing Madrid in week 9
against the Falcons. Then you get the Steelers at home.
They get
right after that.
back-to-back primetime games,
which I like.
Sunday
that.
night, and Monday
At least
night.
it's a Sunday night game coming out of that trip.
Madrid is 7 hours from JFK. And that's because you're going with the jet stream. It's 9 hours coming back because you're going against the jet stream.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
That is some good information.
Thank you.
Your windsock is at full.
I've taken that flight
today.
before.
Have you?
Yeah.
Did you meet Ian Fitzsimmons there?
Oh, no, because apparently he's only been to Spain. He hasn't been there since high school, as we know. Come on.
That's right.
I haven't been to Spain since I was in high school.
There we go.
You know what else jumped out to me about their schedule outside of the bye that we mentioned is there are not consecutive home games until week 17 and 18 because of that game against the Falcons on the road for the overseas matchup between those two. So technically they're giving up one of those home games, and they're not going to have a chance to catch a groove at home at any point in time until week 17 and 18. That's unfortunate.
How Joey got his groove back. I also don't like the fact, maybe I should like this, only the players would be able to tell you this, on whether they like not catching their division enough in the first 6 games. Like, would you want your division early? Because I've always heard that you kind of do. So, but here's the other thing. Every division rival is starting over with a new head coach.
Yes, they are. Outside of Zach
Taylor. Of that. So everybody's a little bit vulnerable in that regard, and that you just don't know.
And they'll get Pittsburgh week 3 on the road.
And they don't see an AFC North team until week 7. They're 3 of their final 6 games are against the North. So it's a good schedule. I think the pathway seems pretty good to me. Like, you're getting Kansas City at home, the Saints at home. Who else? Jacksonville at home. Yeah, I mean, it's
Tampa and Baker.
There was a bold prediction. I think Ben Baby, who we've had on a lot, who covers the Bengals, did a analysis on their schedule. And I was reading it this morning, and they all have to come up with a bold prediction. And his bold prediction was that the Bengals start 0-2.
Tampa and Houston?
Well, first of all, they always usually start poorly anyway.
Yeah, right.
And they play Tampa at home and then go to Houston. It's one of those where you feel like there's a lot of pressure on their home opener, because if you don't win the home opener and then you have to go to Houston, try to right that, and then you have to go to Pittsburgh. So if you think about it from their standpoint, you really I put a lot of emphasis. I'm not going to put the Bengals in the pressure cooker in May 15th, but I think they really do need to win their opener. Because if you're 0-1 and then you have to go to Houston and Pittsburgh,
it's not where you want to be.
It's not ideal.
I hear what you're saying, and obviously all of us are going to be here for that Week 14 matchup with Mahomes and company coming to town. But as far as a unit-on-unit matchup, I don't know if it gets much better than the Bengals offense on the road versus that Texans defense week 2. Like, just looking up and down their schedule, whether it's individual matchups or an offense versus defense, I don't know if there's a much better matchup than that. Like, if we were doing a draft of unit-on-unit games or unit-on-unit matchups in any game this season, this, I think, would, for me, be very high on the list. With what Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter and Lassiter and all those guys that we watched in the last season and the postseason for Houston against Jamar, Joe, and T, that is going to be must-see television right there. And a huge game, to your point.
I think the big game where it used to be and probably still always is, that's going to be a hot ticket hopefully in Week 14 at home against Kansas City.
Oh, my God.
That was a rivalry that was there. It's a kind of unofficial, the old Burrowhead and all of that.
They played in a couple AFC championship
Two
games.
AFC title games.
Absolutely.
They haven't met since that, right? They haven't.
Kansas City hasn't been in Cincinnati since 2022.
Mahomes should be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to get a Mahomes-Burrow matchup in Cincinnati. I think that's the one that jumps off the page to me.
Yeah, that's what the streets want, for sure.
Yeah, so it's the first time. You're right. Yeah, 4 years since they've been in Cincinnati.
Been a minute.
And so that's a massive game. That'll be a very hot ticket.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll come back. We'll do overs and unders into the weekend. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Sleep Better Columbus can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Some choose the fast way, others choose the easy way, but you do things the right way. That's why professionals and homeowners trust Boss Brothers Power Equipment, your source for Exmark mowers. Engineered to deliver the world's finest zero-turn mowers with a legendary quality of cut, durability that lasts for generations, and an experience that feels like anything but work. Because if it's worth doing right. Visit Boss Brothers Power Equipment with locations in Powell, Sunbury, and Marysville, and find the Exmark mower built for you. Boss Brothers Power Equipment, delivering enjoyment in mowing since 1989.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. There's a lot of window companies out there. If you need window replacement, I want you to go with my guys, the guys that I trust, Universal Windows Direct, because right now when you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free, and there's no limit. The more you upgrade, the more you save. Plus, 24 months with no payments and no interest, and a $500 bonus off your home improvement project. Schedule your free in-home estimate today. Call 614-502-5220, universalwindowsdirect.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. I've had the privilege of seeing miracles, broken families rebuilt, every crash, every workplace injury, every medical mistake. Fighting back can work. We've gone toe-to-toe with insurance giants, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion recovered. Size matters. Reputation matters. Results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Newman Roofing, as part of their 2026 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to partner with 10 TV and The Fan to relaunch Raise the Roof, honoring local heroes. This week's honoree is Taylor Rathbun from Hilliard. Ms. Rathbun is an exceptional teacher at Alton Darby Elementary, bringing joy into learning while keeping purpose at the heart of everything she does. No matter the day, Taylor shows up as her best self, and her students are better because of it. Ms. Rathbun, thank you for making such a meaningful impact in our Central Ohio community.
Common Man and Timmy. Voted America's dumbest show by Marconi voters. Common Man is a Columbus radio legend. And by legend, I mean it's a miracle he hasn't been fired yet. And Timmy is, well, Timmy will complain about anything and everything. And he kind of looks like a woman. Giggity, giggity, giggity. So there's that. Common Man and Timmy.
Sponsored by Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on The Fan.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Sleep Better Columbus has been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results and now has an office open in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Summer means longer days and more deals at Lowe's. This Memorial Day, shop Miracle-Gro 0.75 cubic foot garden soil, 5 bags for $10. Plus, get select 1.5-gallon red, white, and blue annuals hanging baskets, 2 for $15 to show off your favorite plants. Stop traffic with stunning landscaping and save while you do it. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/27, excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything. Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Accounts subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Catch Ohio State baseball all season long on The Fan, too.
You can find the magical land of The Fan, too, by tuning into 1460 on your AM dial.
Or clicking on The Fan's HD2 feed.
Tyler Danberg thanks you.
Your home of the Buckeyes.
The Fan.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and $2 tall boys. All day, every day.
Rothman and Ice presents Overs and Unders.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys. For all your roofing, siding, and gutter needs, contact the Roofing Guys at theroofingguys.com.
All right, TLC, what you got?
Well, we know the schedules, which means we also have odds now. So here we go. The Browns are 7.5-point underdogs week 1 in Jacksonville. So I guess the way to frame this as an over-under would be how much are the Browns going to lose by? Over under 7.5.
Jacksonville, actually, I think Maddie and I both like their coach. Like, we think he's real. And free agency for them was not good, right? Their draft class, I didn't think didn't even wow me. And we'll see if they have what it takes to stay up top of the AFC South. Duval. Mm-hmm. The question is, and this is the big one, will Trevor Lawrence take another step? And if he does, they're definitely dangerous. So you're asking today whether we're going to take the points or not in that game, essentially?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And buckle up, because there's one other team in this state.
Deshaun's going to be starting?
Probably. Feels to me that's where this thing is headed in the coming months.
I'm taking the 7.5 in an opener.
Of course you are. You got the Brownies going to the playoffs this year.
I'm never going to wear orange and fudge, but I'll in my heart.
It's amazing what the schedule has done for you. That you're seeing some type of vision of positivity for the Browns this year,
which is stupid. But the lack of miles traveled, all the 1:00 games, like I feel like it's all coming together.
What
Pepper.
about the guys on the field?
It's all coming together.
What about the product on the field?
I don't know who any of these guys are. This guy here is dead. Cross him off then.
Oh man,
Happy Gilmore too.
No, but I'm glad you knew it was a movie.
Thank you.
Well, but it wasn't. I'm kind of. You didn't get it, did you?
No.
You don't have it? You don't have another guess?
She's the Man.
She's the Man.
Is that a movie? I don't even know. I think I'm making up movie titles at this point.
That is a movie. Is that the no? Oh, what was the movie with the basketball guy?
Joanna Man?
Yeah, Joanna Man. That's what I was thinking of. She's the Man. I've never seen. It was Major League.
Oh,
yeah, Cleveland baseball.
Okay.
All right. So yes, you're right. Are you taking the points? Or you laying the points?
I don't think the Browns' offense is going to be at a point that early in the season to where anybody's going to truly be scared of them. I don't think they're going to be striking fear in people. Week 1. I think in time it will be better. A big part of this is obviously one of the 2 wide receivers they drafted early hitting. Because outside of Fanning, I don't know if there's a true threat that you're really that concerned about consistently hurting you coming out of the pass-catching rooms. So, yeah, right now, I'd lay him. Roll with Jacksonville.
The Bengals are 3.5-point favorites at home against Tampa Bay week 1. So, how much are the Bengals going to win by? Over under 3.5.
It's not enough for me to take from Tampa's side of things. I would actually lay those in the first game. Tampa figuring out what life is like without Mike Evans in week 1. Those are massive shoes to fill, and I think that's a lot to deal with. So I like Cincy at home, laying those right out of the gate.
They got Ruben Bain, right? Mm-hmm. They lost Mike Evans, and they're getting younger because they were an aging team. And I would lay, even though the Bengals historically have bad starts, that's not enough points to scare me off. I would lay him as well.
All right, how about this? I don't even know what this one is. We've well established what we feel about the potential win totals of the Browns would be, but the over-under for the Bengals is 9.5.
Over.
Okay.
Over.
Quick and confident.
They're a 10-win team. Think about this. Jacksonville at home. Miami, Tennessee at home, Atlanta International, Saints at home. They've got to do some damage in the division. Some. Like, they got to win even a half. If that gets them to 8.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like I can get them. If they win the opener, now I'm at 9. Like, not asking for too much.
It feels like a 10-7 isn't crazy to get from this team.
Yeah, I would bet if I was betting this, I would bet the over.
And I don't love that bye, though. I don't love that week 6 bye. That's a big deal for me.
You get 2 weeks to prepare for their game at Baltimore. If you're going to have a bye that early, at least the opponent coming out of it is a rival on the road.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like, I actually like that part of it.
I do, too. Yeah, I'll go over. I'll roll with you on that.
The first game of the season is Seahawks and Patriots. Rematch of the Super Bowl. The Seahawks are 4.5-point favorites at home. So how much will the Seahawks win by? Over under 4.5.
So the Pats, I'm assuming at this point, will have A.J. Brown in the mix.
I thought you were going to say the Pats, I assume at this point, will have Mike Vrabel as their head coach. I actually thought that's where you were going.
No. Yeah, this is just, for me, Seattle, just what they were able to do, not only to New England, but to a lot of teams with their ability to just hunt on defense. Like, that's just not what you want when you're working in a new wide receiver, and especially that big of a difference maker, because they're going to try to make it a point to make A.J. Brown happy in that game. But Seattle has shown that we can do a lot of creative things on defense and just get home with 4 or 5 guys. So I just trust that unit, what they have as a team right now as far as chemistry goes. So I feel good about laying that.
When you have that nasty of a defense and a top 10 offense. Now, I say that knowing full well that Kenny Walker's gone. Like, I can't just pick up a top 10 offense and transfer it. If his boy Jadarian Price hits the ground running and he and Charbonnet have a little thunder and lightning going, then I really like Seattle again. Why wouldn't you? And
also, too, for me, it's like, where are we at with Will Campbell and that offensive line? Like, that's not what you want, right? Is that test right out of the gate where he's got to find his confidence and they got to find a way to block better for Drake May. So, yeah, I'll roll with Seattle.
More importantly, that game is played on September 9th. How many times will Diana Rossini's name be mentioned on this show on September 9th? Over under 1.5.
we're going to be so into the season at that point.
Into the season? The season's just starting.
I thought
it's the only game in town. It's Wednesday, by the way.
All right. Maybe I misunderstood the question. So you're talking about from this point forward?
No. On September 9th, Wednesday, September 9th, the first game of the season is that night. It is Seahawks-Patriots. Yeah. How many times on September 9th show will Diana Rossini's name be mentioned here on Rothman and Ice, over under 1.5?
I think it's an easy over knowing us.
Really?
Yeah.
No, see, here's my answer. My answer was going to be, if there was something that needed to be said, something else pops up. But at that point, I'm almost anticipating that this ship will long have sailed.
I just don't see us going 3 hours between the three of us and that not getting to 2.
And I'm being honest. I'm not going to say no and then purposely not say anything. I'm just telling you that I'm being honest that I don't think there'll be anything.
I'm going over.
Yeah, on September 9th.
I'm going to take
on May 15th, I said I wasn't going to talk about this.
Here's the other thing. He said it at 1.5. I think if he would have said it at 0.5, it would have been more difficult for me to answer. The under is going to play.
But there's got to be one obligatory mention or joke or off
for
comment.
Sure. 100%.
But is it still a talking point enough to circle back and say it again? That's the question.
There has been stuff even since the last time we spoke of it, and we haven't talked about it.
I just think on that day, and this is sad, when I see the Patriots logo at the moment, that's what I think about.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like when I see the Patriots logo, I'm not thinking Drake May right now or Travion.
You're thinking Vrabel.
I'm thinking Vrabel and Rossini.
And think about this.
That's what I'm thinking.
Imagine if she has a podcast at that point and she's like breaking down the game or something.
Wouldn't be that dumb if she gets through this summer and decides I'm gonna
Gotta make a living somehow.
Well, jump in while
come back out from the rock she's been under.
The notoriety would still be there.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to come back top of the hour, hit you with a sports update, and then Coach Prime wants the ear of a certain coach in the NFL. You'll hear that next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Bobby Carpenter demands that you watch Morning Juice on YouTube. If you don't, Tito will move into your house.
Live at 6 a.m. on YouTube and streaming on the Fan app.
Family owned and operated. It isn't all sunshine and rainbows. This is Dennis Sullivan, president of Care Heating and Cooling. Here's something you don't hear admitted very often. When you run a business with your family, you don't always get along with them. We argue, we debate, we have real conversations about the decisions that we make. But at Care, every conversation comes back to our priorities, doing right by our employees and our customers. Because when you treat your team like family, they take better care of the families they serve. And when you treat your customers the way you want your own family treated, trust follows. That mindset doesn't always maximize short-term profits, but it builds something better, long-term relationships. Today, more and more local companies are being bought by venture capital firms, where maximizing profits often leads to a sales-first mentality. Care is still family-owned and locally operated, so we can keep people, not profits, at the center of every decision. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman, and for the longest time, I figured the less I did, the less I'd hurt. Well, I figured wrong. Something always happens, and when it does, I've always gone to Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. They rank #1 in Ohio and top 5 in the nation for orthopedics. So whether you're struggling with ongoing pain or facing a sudden orthopedic injury, you can always schedule an appointment directly with their physicians. No referral required. Start with the specialists. Start at orthopedic1.com.
Basketball and hockey, they are heating up, and the best place to catch every game, every dunk, every goal, every nail-biter is Twin Peaks, your ultimate sports lodge. Fuel your watch party with scratch-made favorites, legendary wings, and 29-degree draft beer that stays colder than glass seats rinkside. With wall-to-wall TVs, you're locked into action from tip-off to the final buzzer. Bring your crew, rep your team, and make every game day a win. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
Ready to plan the ultimate weekend getaway? Start day 1 at the Columbus Zoo. Then crank up the excitement on day 2 at Zoombezi Bay. Grab your Columbus Zoo and Zoombezi Bay 2-day pass now at columbuszoo.org.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. I love my Kubota tractor, RTV, and zero-turn I got from Green & Sons, and you can check them out online at greenandsons.com or visit them in store in Mount Sterling or north of Marysville in Raymond for all your Kubota needs.
Parents, let me ask you something.
Yeah?
Go for it.
We're listening.
Yeah. Are your teens good with money?
He's a good kid,
she's the
but
best,
yeah.
I get it. Switch to Huntington Bank, and your teen debit card can really help.
Oh?
You can set spending limits, and your kid can track budgets, so they learn that money doesn't, in fact, grow on trees.
I think we need this.
Sounds good, yeah. We feel you, parents. Let's get more from teen banking. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. This is the time of year to enjoy some nice weather. Usually the temperature's pretty good. Those nice spring days where you get outside, you just feel that breeze. It's awesome. But coming soon, it's the hot, hot months of summer, and we know in those months, you're going to want your air conditioning running. You're going to want your windows to keep that cold air inside your house. You don't want to lose money running your air conditioner constantly, all because your builder grade or old windows are just not getting the job done. That's where Window Nation comes in. Window Nation's got their buy 4 windows, get 4 free sale going on now. You can replace all the windows in your home for summer and get half of them for free. Plus, you can get 0 down payment and no payments or interest for 2 years. And of course, all Window Nation windows come with a lifetime warranty, so you can relax knowing your home is protected far into the future. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Schedule your fast free consultation now. WindowNation.com. Buy 4 windows, get 4 free sale going on now. WindowNation.com.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications the top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
the savings be with you at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, lease a new 26 Elantra SE for $59 per month for 2 years. Just $59 a month for the May mega sale. This month only. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.95 down plus tax, title, first month payment, 7,500 miles per year, and 6/1.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. Morning groups finishing up. Afternoon groups teeing off for round 2 of the PGA Championship. Hideki Matsuyama in the clubhouse at -3. He leads a group of 6 golfers with that score. Hickory Hill's Ben Kern was 3 under on his second round. He looks safe to make the cut at +1. At the Hockey World Championships, Jet Greaves gave up 3 goals in the second, but Team Canada beat Team Sweden 5-3. Finland beat Germany 3-1. Team USA battles Switzerland here at 2:20. The Ohio Cup gets underway tonight up in Cleveland as the Guardians host the Reds at 7:10. Also in Cleveland, Game 6 as the Cavaliers host the Detroit Pistons at 7. This one's sponsored by Metal Supermarkets, your convenience store for metal. Visit Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com or 2180 Wilson Road for all your metal needs. Breaking sports news as it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Their live golf team name is Ice Dogs. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Second hour of the program, Rothman and Ice. Bake on the update desk. Congrats to Ben Kern on a little heat check there. Hickory Hills. I think he learned everything he knows about driving a golf ball from Ryan Baker.
I mean, easy now. Easy.
So we had a lot of fun with this segment yesterday.
It sounds like you guys did.
And I don't think it was received the way that we prepared and packaged it up and delivered it. But I thought the casual nature of the golf prowess was the subtle flex that I haven't heard in a long, long time.
I've even hit a couple 340 in my life.
Mm-hmm. The other part of it was that when you said you used to consistently hit the ball 300 yards. Would you like to retract that statement?
What do you consider consistently, AR?
You know, you go to a golf course, you play around, you know, you take out the par threes. I don't know, you hit
6 out of 10,
6 or 7,
300 plus.
So, like, you use your driver 14 times at most on a golf round. And back in the day when I was playing a lot and working out and in shape, you know, back when Maddie and I were running the mean streets of Whitehall, I would probably hit 5 or 6 drives around that were 300. No, I'm not doing that today. I believe I said that too, that it's not happening right now.
This sounded so much like it was in the recent past, and the amount of club head speed and timing and sequencing you need to hit a ball that far and be able to find it.
Is any part of you jealous?
No, I'm actually intrigued. More than anything
He
now.
shouldn't be jealous because he's way better than me then and
he is elite.
I want to find out. I wish I could have seen this. I wish there was evidence of this. Like, I want to see it.
Where are we at now, Bake? So about 280?
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to really catch one now to get it 280.
Okay.
That was a long time ago. I used to play golf a lot. Now I don't play so much. Now I walk off courses after 9 AR. So
yeah, that's
Snap
right.
a club or two on your way out.
I looked this up today.
I've never snapped a club, thankfully.
Thrown one?
Well, I mean, everybody's thrown one.
Okay.
They say about 2 to 4% of amateur golfers can drive the ball 300 or more. That means you'd be in the 96th percentile of amateur golfers.
I mean,
they could do that.
It was a while ago, but
that's a rare feat. For most amateur golfers, a 300-yard drive is a, quote, one-off, requiring perfect conditions, downwind, hard ground.
So what AR's getting at, Big Show, is he doesn't believe you. He doesn't believe you.
The majority...
Give me credit.
The majority of amateur golfers drive the ball between 2 and 250. by comparison, even on the PGA Tour, averaging 300 or more is not universal. But you did it.
How many guys on the PGA Tour aren't averaging 300 nowadays?
Well, the better question might be how many are. I would say...
I think it's aren't. I think
30?
most of them are.
No, I don't think so. What, maybe 30, 40?
I would think most of them nowadays hit the ball with the technology and...
Bake, we love you. We kid because we care. And I would say this. I'm sorry I never witnessed this. It was maybe the subtlety of the delivery that won the day. That's what I'll give. That's what I'll tell you. It was just the way you said it, how you said it.
Well, we were just talking about, what was it, the superpowers?
Yeah.
Like, I'd much rather hit someone like Mike Tyson than drive like Tiger Woods because I've hit a golf ball decently far before.
Oh, so you're saying catch Mike Tyson with like a clean two-piece?
Yeah, like Mike Tyson's strength of just, bam, one punch and dropping someone.
So if you could you had it right the first time. It is Mike Tyson.
So if you do one thing for one day, one athletic.
Yeah, it's like you were good at maybe you still are at billiards. I was never good at billiards, so I was always marveled by that. There's a lot of sports like I was decent at. So if you gave me like a superpower in that sport, I'm out. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know what Maddie's thoughts are, but Maddie pitched a no-hitter once before.
I haven't.
So if somebody said, would you rather hit the ball like Tiger Woods or would you rather throw it like Shohei Ohtani? I don't know what you would want to do. Not saying you were Shohei, but you did throw a no-hitter, so you kind of have that feel.
But you're saying your thing is to be able to throw a punch like Mike Tyson? That's what you would just drop somebody.
That. Like, I don't have that kind of strength. What are we talking about here?
Knocked out a couple guys back in the day, you know.
By the way, you are correct. It's 112.
That average 300?
That averaging 300.
See, I thought so. I figured most of
So 112 in the world, and you're a part of that.
Hey,
so that's got to feel pretty good.
Let me ask you a question before I go back in my closet studio, as I've heard that's what it was called.
Man can get a lot some done in there.
What do you think about this Garrick... What's his name? Higo? Being late yesterday.
Lego my Higo.
You know, like, shouldn't you be disqualified?
You are after 5 minutes.
But I mean, if you're not ready to go, you should be out. Like
disqualified.
Scotty Scheffler.
No, I think 5 minutes.
Scotty Scheffler at this same tournament a few years ago got arrested, booked, and still got back for his tee time on time.
So you're saying you would have been okay with them disqualifying him for being a minute late?
I think they should have.
I can't agree with that.
What are you doing?
He was on the ground.
I'm getting better. That's what I'm doing. Putting in work.
I mean, if you
don't respect that.
If you weren't ready to go and you needed an extra minute, come on.
I just think disqualification's a little heavy-handed for 1 minute. I don't agree that what AR saying the rule is that if it's beyond 5 minutes. Like
you can't.
If I'm 6 minutes late, I can't play the entire round.
You can't hold up the tournament.
Out. Yeah,
it's a professional
tournament. I'm not holding up the tournament, though.
These are on a tight schedule.
But I'm not holding up the tournament.
The minor hypocrisy is, and they're getting better at this, is that slow play. There's no real way. You put guys on the clock, you could eventually play. It was the warnings you get for slow play. Then what Maddie's saying was there was no warning for this. You didn't get a warning for being a minute late. You got docked 2 strokes. That's pretty massive. That's probably where Maddie is accurate on this, and that maybe if you're within the first 5 minutes, you have a warning on your record.
Mm-hmm.
I actually hope this guy finishes second by 1 stroke.
Oh, that would
be
painful.
I hope so.
Well, it'd be a great.
I hope so.
You ain't right, man.
Don't be late.
You ain't right.
Maddie, we went to the same broadcasting school. 15 minutes early is on time.
Woody Hayes? Woody Hayes time?
That's what we were told. What do you do? You had to hit 3 extra balls on the range?
Yes.
Come on now.
Yes. That's what I
probably
needed
wasn't. I don't know where. Did he say where he was?
I think he was on the putting green.
Was he on the putting green?
I think there's been some now footage out there where I'm pretty sure I've seen him on the putting green, putting in a little
He was on the
work.
property. According to rules officials, he did not make it to the starting point area near the first tee prior to his 7:18 a.m. tee time. So, I mean,
golf's just way too uptight for me sometimes. What? It's just way too
I don't know why this has to be casual, though.
No,
he's there. He knows. He screwed up. Own it.
The rule itself is just too strong. Like a 2-stroke penalty for being a minute late to something?
Maddie, what would have happened if you were supposed to pitch and you showed up late?
They would have waited for me.
No, they wouldn't have.
Oh,
They would have
my.
thrown someone
Now
else.
that's a
And
flex.
you'd have been running laps.
The game can't start. Maddie's not here yet.
Oh, man. Sorry, guys. Just wait up. 5 more
Well,
minutes.
they were talking, who said it? Miles said it about the Milwaukee Bucks and Doc Rivers and how he was so casual and loose, and Giannis showed up when he wanted to, and they were
I
late to
did
the
see
team
that.
playing. And
When you're the
nobody-
star player, you can do that.
Like, why can't we have some accountability anymore?
I'm here for accountability.
Okay, so he's a professional golfer playing in a major. You know the time you're teeing off. You know the rules.
Sorry, guys. Something else came up. Hold on a second.
He screwed up. Now, if he would have said, I would have had more sympathy. If he would have said, "Hey, I'm having a Matty Ice right now. I've been in stall number 3 for the last hour," like then I'd feel like, all right, we have a little sympathy for him. Even though I would dock him the 2 strokes, I'd be like, okay,
Oh, you're
still
not dock him?
You're not stupid. You're
Tough
just
crowd, man. Still dock. I got a bathroom problem,
You
sir.
want to actually give him 2 strokes. You want to actually take 2 strokes off his score for playing with the diarrhea or whatever.
Oh, man.
Like I said, Scotty got arrested, booked, let out of jail, back to the course, and still made his
Well,
tee
he had a
time.
later tee time. He showed up real early,
But it
didn't
means
he?
he was there early enough to be ready to go.
There is a one-on-one interview where he just said, I was there on time, but I was late. What? You know what he was saying. He's saying, like, I was in the vicinity.
He was.
Like, somebody could have just yelled out, hey, by the way, we're going in a minute. Like, he wanted somebody else to save him. Like,
help me.
He knows the time.
God forbid in golf. You can't have your phone on a course. You can't show up a minute late.
They've allowed you to have the phones
you
now.
win the green jacket at the Masters. You can't even take that home. You got to return
I
it.
think there's a replica. Isn't there a bake that you can kind of take around?
You get to keep it for a year,
Yeah, you get
right?
to keep it for a year.
Which is stupid.
Well, who wants to...
That's
All
the
right.
most coveted thing in
They
the
give
sport.
you a trophy.
I may agree with you on that. Like, I could get with you on that, but the whole being late, if you're a second late, you're out, dude. You obviously didn't care enough.
Okay.
So see you later.
Listen, I think giving him 5 minutes to not be disqualified is nice because you're holding up your other playing partners. You're not playing alone.
Just take a couple dry swings.
What are
You'll be all right. Stay loose
the
over there.
other guys doing?
Stay loose over there. You're good. Like, to me, that he should have just got a pass for that. A minute, fine, whatever. Like, we get past 5 minutes, then I think that's a true 2-stroke penalty. That, to me, I would understand.
Well, how late is too late?
How late is too late? For disqualification?
I would...
Like,
in your mind, I'll give you the answer. You know what your answer should be? When the next guys show up. Meaning...
That, to me, I wouldn't want to disqualify a guy for the entire tournament for that.
Like, if you're past the 10-minute... Like, if they're running at 10 minutes or 12 minutes apart... Like,
just get in where you fit in.
No.
Like I said, I hope he
To his credit, he played great.
I hope he actually wins the tournament, but finishes second by a stroke.
Oh, that's tough.
Now, that's a little much.
That's brutal.
That's a little much. I think he's already served his penalty. Like,
cold-blooded.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to root for him to be one shot out of a playoff.
I bet he's never late again.
Probably right about that.
That's a good bow to put on this conversation.
Yep.
Bake, we love you. Thanks for sticking around. Now back to the closet. All right, we're coming back with Pressure Cooker. Who goes in this weekend? Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Sleep Better Columbus can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better. Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Now is the time to call Comer & Cross and transform your garage with a gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor. Maybe your garage floor has exposed concrete with stains and cracks or a bad epoxy or paint job. Well, a new Comer & Cross garage floor will transform your entire garage in just one day. Now, here's the great part of this whole story. If you call them right now, they're going to take 50% off installation. Yeah, that's right, 50% off installation from Comer & Cross when you call them today at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. A Comer & Cross garage floor is the gold standard, guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. Plus, they make it easy. They'll take your stuff out of the garage for you. They'll fix your cracks and pits perfectly, like it's a new garage floor, and then they'll apply the proprietary finish that you pick. Yeah, I said it. They'll fix your cracks and pits. What's wrong with that? That's what you want. So call them today at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR to get 50% off installation. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to comercross.com.
Columbus drivers, there's a new Ford service team in town, and we're ready to earn your business. At the Capital Ford of Columbus Service Department, we believe service should be easy. That's why we can come to you. Need an oil change, battery, recall, or routine maintenance? Our mobile service team brings a certified Ford service technician right to your home or workplace. No waiting rooms, no wasted time. And when you do visit us, you'll see what makes a new dealership different. We work harder to show we care. Call or schedule online today with Capital Ford in Whitehall. 614-300-6657.
Summer means longer days and more deals at Lowe's. This Memorial Day, shop Miracle-Gro 0.75 cubic foot garden soil, 5 bags for $10. Plus, get select 1.5-gallon red, white, and blue annuals hanging baskets, 2 for $15 to show off your favorite plants. Stop traffic with stunning landscaping and save while you do it. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/27, excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything. Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Sleep Better Columbus has been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results and now has an office open in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Call today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you want and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, foreclosures, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Call today and speak with me, John Kozik, for an all-cash offer and the help you need. At 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000, TurboTrackRealty.com.
Good news. Jack has personally invited the fan to the Memorial Tournament, and we're broadcasting 30 hours of live content, and we'll try not to embarrass ourselves.
Sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll call it partly cloudy for the rest of the day. Overall pretty pleasant, just a little cooler than average with highs around 71. For the overnight hours, lows fall to 56 with increasing clouds. On Saturday, a little unsettled from time to time. We'll have occasional showers and a few thunderstorms out there. Looks like the best chance is going to be early in the day, then some additional redevelopment possible later in the day. Warmer and more humid, highs around 80. For the Fan, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Justin Gertz.
Just when you thought afternoons couldn't get any dumber.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
Your home for dumb. The Fan. Rothman and Ice present Under Pressure.
Sponsored by 3D Cabinetry. 3dcabinetry.net, where quality meets affordability.
All right, Ice Pressure time.
Let's do it.
I'm going to pick something off the schedule.
Okay, I like this.
And I would say this. If I was a Green Bay Packer season ticket holder, and from what I know from my boy Whiskey Paul, the elegant farmer, who makes the 2-hour drive from Mukwonago, Wisconsin to Lambeau, the Packer season ticket holder got screwed. And what I mean by that is not everybody that goes to those games lives in Green Bay. They drive in for the games from Milwaukee or wherever, from where he is.
Yeah.
They have exactly, hear this correctly, 2 home games that kick at noon. Central Time. 2.
Okay.
And the first one is in week 10, which means they'll be attending night games on work nights and not getting home until 1, 2 in the morning and have to work the next day. And if they sell their tickets, you remember what Carmen Policy said. Ed Policy, sorry. He's going to take them behind the woodshed and remove their tickets and all that. So if you were a Packer fan, it's a great fan base, and I say that as a diehard Viking fan, that the only good news on the schedule from a sports standpoint is they close with 4 of the last 5 at Lambeau, including a pair of games against warm weather teams, against Miami, and who else? Maybe they play Houston.
That Miami game's the Malik Willis coming home revenge game for him. That'll be interesting.
I mean, the Packers have a Monday night or a Wednesday night or 2 Thursday nighters, a Friday nighter, the rest on Sunday. And I mean, that's brutal.
So what happens
if you're if you're a season ticket holder and you get, I know that sounds counterintuitive. You're supposed to like primetime games. You're supposed to love those.
Yeah.
Well, you have 2 home games at noon, and the second one is week 15, December 20th, when it's going to be freezing. It's not good.
Okay.
As a fan who probably drives and spends their entire day wanting to attend Packer games, this schedule is not good.
Not great. Not great. First candidate for me, I'm actually going with a guy that's coming off of a good game, but needs to continue with the momentum he created in Game 5 against the Detroit Pistons. I'm going with the beard. I'm going with James Harden tonight. Game 6, and here's why. Game 5, all good. Talked about it the other day. Tremendous job at the free throw line. Great job of applying pressure to that defense. Really did his thing there with a 30-point performance. But history tells us that when James Harden gets to Game 6 or Game 7 of a series, this is when things start to go south. In his last 5 Game 6 appearances, James Harden's teams are 1-4. He's averaging 17 points per game on 37% shooting from the field and 23% from 3. We know how important he needs to be to all of this. But this is the spooky area of the playoff series that starts to rear its ugly head when you're attached to James Harden, because he just doesn't show up for Game 6s and Game 7s. And so they cannot go back to Detroit for Game 7. I actually think the Cavs are going to get this done tonight. But my goodness, I'm looking right at James Harden and his history. That tells me that he is not going to show up. So I hope that's not the case, but I think there's a lot of pressure on him to figure it out again against this Detroit Pistons defense that can be salty.
All right, I'll go to baseball. I will select a 32-year-old. He was the 18th overall pick in the 2012 draft, and he is a 2-time World Series MVP, and his name is Corey Seager. And Corey Seager is going through a slump like nothing he has ever endured in the big leagues. So he's hitless in his last 7 games for Texas, and that is part of an 0 for 27, which is a career long. It includes 11 strikeouts. The Rangers had a day off on Thursday. His batting average is 179.
It's tough.
That ranks 167 out of 174 qualified MLB hitters. He's in the 5th season of a $325 million contract.
I like that.
This is the latest in any of his seasons that he's gone. This is a career 285 hitter.
Okay.
And here's where it could get better. They're at Houston and at Colorado, their next 2 series. This is his time to come back. And I guess if I was playing history here, I would buy low on him now. But he is in a massive slump for a big-time player.
It's crazy.
And so he's got, 50 strikeouts account for almost 30% of his plate appearances.
Wow.
So Corey Seager, the pressure is on you, my man.
Good call. Second candidate for me. I'm going with the San Antonio Spurs, and here's why. I need to see, and I think we need to see, AR, the Spurs and the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals, with obviously a chance to go to the finals. The Spurs and Thunder, there's a lot of dislike between both teams. We talked about it this year, where the Spurs were getting after the Thunder, whether it was the Cup, a couple of those regular season matchups. They're not scared of OKC led by Shea. So here we are, 2 Game 6s tonight in the NBA. Cavs in Detroit at 7. Spurs in Minnesota tonight at 9:30. If there is a Game 7, that will be Sunday afternoon. And so this is, for me personally, I'm putting pressure on the Spurs because I want to see Wemby against Chet. I want to see Shea against Stephon Castle and that crew, because I think this has a chance to be one of the best rivalries in the NBA. And people always say you can't really cook up a rivalry until there's something on the line. Clearly, there would be something on the line if the Spurs advance. And so I want to see them get there. I love watching Ant-Man play and his crew in Minnesota, but the streets need Spurs and Thunder. So I'm putting some pressure on San Antonio come Monday morning to find themselves in the Western Conference Finals, because I think it'll be a banger of a series against OKC.
Nice. This is probably too late now, but because I was looking up at the PGA Championship, and I was going to put some pressure on your boy Victor Hovland, who, by the way, has finished top 10 in every major. He doesn't have one, but he's finished top 10, and obviously he's won the Memorial here, but he should be a lot better this week. He's 4th best on the tour in strokes gained. He's probably one of the more aggressive players on tour. When he's dialed in, we know what he can be. His scoring above field average in 21 of his last 25 events. Like, this is not good. I can't believe that he is self-destructing like this. So I'll put some pressure on him if it's not this week, because he'll probably be bye-bye this weekend to have a summer.
Last candidate for me real quick. It's my Cincinnati Reds. I need this Ohio
Cup.
I need this Ohio Cup. Talked a little bit of trash to Tyvis Powell on the way out this morning.
Okay.
Apparently he and Bake Show have a bet going on. We did not make a bet, but I was talking some trash this morning because I think it's our time. I think it's our time, and this is really important as well. I think to keep up just within this division as far as wins go right now, because TLC's Pirates, the Cardinals, the Brewers, and the Cubs, I don't think are going anywhere. So I think this is an important series for the Reds, and specifically the offense, to find more offense from somewhere that's not Ellie and South Stewart. And so, yeah, Reds, we got to go this weekend. I'm putting pressure on you.
You need Suarez back.
Yeah, that'll be huge.
But he's not coming back this weekend, unfortunately. I don't think. He's ramping up, Matty.
There we go.
Ramping
Getting
up.
his ball stayed on.
We come back in 2 minutes, and we'll have our friend Jordan Dejani from CBS Sports covering the NFL. This team, on paper, has the hardest schedule in the league. Will that affect them? We'll ask him next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
May the savings be with you at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, lease a new 26 Elantra SE for $59 per month for 2 years. Just $59 a month for the May Mega Sale. This month only. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.95 down plus tax, title, first month payment, 7,500 miles per year, and 6/1.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Whether you're repping the orange and brown or shouting Hooday, the ultimate football pilgrimage is closer than you think. Ditch the living room, get the family on the road, and make the short drive to greatness and visit the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. From the backyard to the gridiron, it's the one place where every fan comes together to create new family memories. Make it a weekend to remember and see why Ohio truly is the heart of football. Visit ProFootballHof.com and plan your visit today.
Common Man and Timmy. Voted America's dumbest show by Marconi voters. Common Man is a Columbus radio legend. And by legend, I mean it's a miracle he hasn't been fired yet. And Timmy is, well, Timmy will complain about anything and everything. And he kind of looks like a woman. Giggity, giggity, giggity. So there's that.
Common Man and Timmy.
Sponsored by Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on The Fan.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You're listening to Roastman and the Icebreaker right here on 97.1, The Fanification.
Well done. All right, our man, Jordan Ajani, NFL, CBS Sports. How did you enjoy the schedule release? Did you sit through the entire, 2 hours?
What's going on, my friends? Thanks for having me back on the show. Yeah, listen, I'm the most excitable kid in the world when it comes to the NFL, but the schedule release show doesn't exactly, scratch the itch that I have in terms of missing football. So I watched maybe half of the team's schedule release videos. There were some good ones, like the Los Angeles Chargers always get an A+ from me. There were some creative ideas that could have been better from an execution standpoint, and then there were some really bad ones, like the Arizona Cardinals AI slop. But it's become a really big event in the NFL, and I'm just kind of glad it's in the rearview mirror because now we can talk about some actual games on the slate.
Bears have the toughest schedule. How does that impact them in your mind this year?
I mean, they are absolutely a candidate for regression. They had an NFL record 7 wins when down in the final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter last year, including playoffs. I think we need to give credit to Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams for what they were able to accomplish, but they definitely are a team that's going to experience some aggression. In fact, I think they, as you mentioned, they enter this season with the hardest strength of schedule if we're going off of the combined win percentage from their opponents in 2025. And over the last 9 years, the team with the toughest schedule has been unable to win a single playoff game. So if history indicates anything, Chicago's not going to win a postseason game this year.
You used the word regression there. That word's been attached to, at least from what I've seen over the last 12 hours, the New England Patriots, based off of where their schedule was last year and what it looks like it's going to be this year. So between the Patriots, team that played in the Super Bowl, and the team in the Bears that you were just talking about, which team do you believe in more this year, though, as far as maybe they can make a leap and maybe not a regression?
It's definitely the Chicago Bears because I really do like Ben Johnson as an offensive mind, and I consider myself a Caleb Williams fan. I did like their draft as well with Chicago. And plus, the NFC North is completely up for grabs. I mean, who knows what Kyler Murray's going to be like with the Minnesota Vikings? Are the Detroit Lions a complete fraud without Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn as their coordinators? We're talking about the Patriots. I mean, that's a team that is going to experience the most regression. They're not going to be making the Super Bowl again this year for a number of different reasons. I mean, last year, they literally played the easiest strength of schedule since the turn of the millennium, since 1999, and they had an easy road to the Super Bowl in the championship game. But look at how the Patriots start off the year against, I think it's the Seahawks, Steelers, Jaguars, and Bills. That's the hardest weeks 1 through 4 strength of schedule entering a season by any team in the last 40 years. And after playing the easiest strength of schedule last year, they play what we expect to be the 6th toughest schedule overall. So, yeah, the Patriots are definitely have their work cut out for them in 2026.
Browns are interesting, right? Not from a contender standpoint, but the fact that Deshaun Watson is alive and well and competing and may be the starter for this team, brand new head coach. They start with 2 on the road at Jacksonville and at Tampa. They get Carolina at home in their home opener. They'll have Pittsburgh. I won't go through their whole schedule, but, they won 5 games last year. Are we looking at a repeat?
It's tough, man, because I've never seen an NFL team draft pretty well consistently and not have that turn into wins on the field. And I think the Cleveland Browns had the best draft class in the NFL last year, and I think they might have had the best one this year. I mean, look at what they got. Spencer Fano, the versatile Casey Concepcion, who I've been high on for years, ever since he was at NC State. You get a big target in 6'4" Denzel Boston, who had a lot of people at as a first-round pick. Then they got maybe the steal of the draft in Emmanuel McNeil-Warren at number 58 overall. But the thing that's been holding Cleveland back for years is the quarterback position. Now that Deshaun Watson is fully healthy, I expect he's going to win the quote-unquote quarterback battle that's going on with the Browns, and it's going to be up to him to up his play and get Cleveland back into contention. I don't know if that's something that's going to happen, but they're certainly an interesting team to keep an eye on.
Of the new head coaches in the AFC North, of those three hires, which one do you like the most? Which guy do you look at and say, yeah, I believe in what he's been as a coach, and I like where he's going to take his new team?
Ooh, that's a tough question. Because I don't know if I'm necessarily excited about Mike McCarthy with Pittsburgh, because I think we've talked about it before. When it came to the Steelers picking their new head coach, it seemed like the fan base was ready to embrace the reset that came with maybe a young defensive mind or young offensive mind and a brand new quarterback, not someone like Aaron Rodgers returning to the fold. But you look at someone like Jesse Minter with the Baltimore Ravens, I feel like it's someone that's absolutely ready for this job. I think he's going to have the defense ready to roll, and we all know Lamar Jackson has the potential to be Superman. So I'd probably go with Jesse Minter.
Jordan Najani with CBS Sports covering the NFL. Boy, the AFC seems, again, like just a gauntlet for a lot of these teams. And I look at, I don't even know who I would attach myself to right now, because it feels like the NFC a little bit top-heavy. But between Denver and Buffalo and New England and Baltimore and the Bengals and Kansas City, like Chargers even make a move. Who do you love in the AFC this year?
You know, a team that I've been keeping an eye on throughout this offseason that I think is finally ready to make a jump and get back to the big game could be the Cincinnati Bengals. I think they've had a big offseason. They lost Trey Hendrickson and Joseph Asai, but they brought in Boye Mafe from Seattle, who was a free agency sleeper in my mind, Brian Cook, defensive tackle Jonathan Allen. You traded for Dexter Lawrence. And then in the draft, you get the electric Cassius Howell, the big corner Takario Davis, and a new center in Connor Liu. But on top of all of this, we just talked about the AFC North. It might be in flux, right? I'm a Jesse Minter fan, but we don't know if Baltimore is going to be a legitimate contender in year one of that new era. We expect the Pittsburgh Steelers to take a step back, too, and I don't think many people are putting money on the Cleveland Browns to win the Super Bowl. All that to say, Cincinnati's projected to have one of the easiest schedules in the NFL. And if this defense can just take a simple step forward in the second year of the Al Golden era, they are going to make the playoffs. In fact, you can bet that right now at -170 over on DraftKings Sportsbook. I think the Bengals finally get back to the postseason, and depending on how well this defense improves, they're going to have a shot.
Yeah, it's going to be that's always the question, though, right? Like, because we've been saying that for years. Can the defense just get too average? And they haven't been able to do it with that offense. They're always going to be a fun watch. Let's go over to the NFC East, Jordan, and let's lock in on Philadelphia, because here's a team now that kind of, I think, can all assume now that A.J. Brown's not going to be a part of this. So when you take your mind to that place, then A.J. Brown is no longer a Philadelphia Eagle, what does that do for you as far as the outlook of their 26 season now that you have their schedule and all that stuff in front of you?
Oh, buddy, I could talk about the Philadelphia Eagles for a couple of hours. We can spend an entire show on this. I mean, I'm sure you guys read the article that ESPN put out about Jalen Hurts standing at a crossroads where, according to reports, he's been really against changes with the offense and schematic changes. He has all these preferences that he's unwilling to adjust. And now his new offensive coordinator is Sean Mannion, who has not been a coach very long. In fact, 2 years ago, he was a backup quarterback in the NFL. So that's a big ask from this new pairing to get back to the Super Bowl. And while you do lose A.J. Brown, I think the addition of Mekhi Lemon is a These are two different players. I think that when you look at Jalen Hurts, the quarterback, a lot of the criticisms go to he can't read zone coverage. He doesn't go through these full field progressions very well, and that's tough when it comes to getting A.J. Brown the ball. But with a guy like Mekhi Lemon, the reigning Biletnikoff Award winner who operates out of the slot, that is a weapon that it's easy to scheme up touches for. So he's going to be the X factor for the offense, in my opinion. But you've got a solid offensive line. It's not as good as it's been in years past. You've got Saquon Barkley, one of the best running backs in the NFL. So all the pieces are there for Philadelphia to get back to the big game. But again, man, it's going to fall on the shoulders of Jalen Hurts being more open to change and what Sean Mannion is as an offensive play caller.
I mentioned Kansas City briefly. They got Kenny Walker, lost Trent McDuffie, traded to the Rams. The Patrick Mahomes thing, let's go on the hypothetical, Jordan, that he'll be okay. No one's writing them off, nor should they, but how much of last year woke some people up?
It's a good question. I'm kind of willing to ignore what happened last year as a one-off. I think that the Chiefs have all the pieces in place to get back to being a legitimate Super Bowl contender. what they did that was curious through the draft was really address the defensive side of the ball, because when you looked at the Chiefs last year, it wasn't necessarily the defense that was the issue. It was more so the offense and scoring points and moving the ball. You have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL with Patrick Mahomes, but there was a lot of questions with the wide receiving core, and they didn't do a lot to really boost that area of the ball. But adding a guy like Kenneth Walker, that is definitely going to be the X factor in my opinion, because that's an explosive runner that's going to add an element to your offense that you've not had in years. So if Kansas City can remain stout on the defensive side of the ball, Patrick Mahomes can return healthy, Travis Kelce have a really nice swan song, the Chiefs are going to be right back to being an AFC contender.
Let's stay in the AFC West and lock in on Mike McDaniel now being the offensive coordinator for Justin Herbert, because we've watched Herbert for years. The talent is through the roof. I think there's people out there that have a nice amount of respect for Harbaugh and what he is as a head coach based off of what he's been able to do in the league. But looking at McDaniel now paired up with Herbert, do you like that marriage?
I love it. I think this is just what the doctor ordered for Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers offense. It's going to be fun. It's going to be explosive. You know, Tua Tagovailoa is not what Justin Herbert is as a prototypical pocket passer at quarterback. So I think that it's a really nice match. And I'll give you a sleeper when we're talking about some of these weapons with the Los Angeles Chargers. We know guys like Oronde Gadsden, Quentin Johnson, and Ladd McConkey. Those guys are set for big years. You can say the same thing for Omarion Hampton. But one of my favorite free agency signings that really went under the radar was a guy coming over from Baltimore, the small running back Keaton Mitchell. I think that this dude could play a really fun role in a Mike McDaniel offense as a pass-catching back.
My man, always fun. Love the knowledge and energy. We appreciate you, pal. Enjoy the weekend. We'll talk soon.
Absolutely. Let's do it again soon. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, brother. Jordan Dejani, CBS Sports, covering the NFL on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. We'll come back with a Buckeye Bulletin and the question, will rivalries hang on? Rothman Ice on the Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Now is the time to call Comer & Cross and transform your garage with a gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor. Maybe your garage floor has exposed concrete with stains and cracks or a bad epoxy or paint job. Well, a new Comer & Cross garage floor will transform your entire garage in just one day. Now, here's the great part of this whole story. If you call them right now, they're going to take 50% off installation. Yeah, that's right, 50% off installation from Comer & Cross when you call them today at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. A Comer & Cross garage floor is the gold standard, guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. Plus, they make it easy. They'll take your stuff out of the garage for you. They'll fix your cracks and pits perfectly like it's a new garage floor, and then they'll apply the proprietary finish that you pick. Yeah, I said it. They'll fix your cracks and pits. What's wrong with that? That's what you want. So call them today at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR to get 50% off installation. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to comercross.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Summer savings are heating up at Germain Toyota of Columbus. Right now, drive home in the rugged 2026 Toyota Tacoma for just $299 financing for up to 48 months. Or turn heads in the sporty and stylish 2026 Camry XSE. Lease it for only $399 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing and 10,000 miles per year. So whether you need truck capability or sedan comfort, Germain Toyota has the next ride waiting. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or online at germaintoyota.net.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At Tri-State Men's Health, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Feature therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Sun, splashes, and nonstop fun await at Zoombezi Bay.
Get your season pass for unlimited thrills,
including our all-new conservation tower. Buy now at ZoombeziBay.com.
Want to win free Hothead burritos or bowls for a year? Play the Hothead Scratch and Win game, where every card is a guaranteed winner. Even a trip to the Caribbean could be yours. Get to Hothead Burritos during Cinco de Monto and scratch away.
I'm Tracy Townsend, anchor at 10 TV News This Morning. This community is my home, and it means everything to me. I care deeply about the stories we bring you each day, especially the ones that truly impact your life, from women's health and advocacy to the decisions happening at the State House. My goal is simple: help you feel informed and connected, because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
If only there was a radio show that constantly talked about Ohio State athletics. Well, good news. It's real, baby. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Save up to 50% on new windows from windownation.com.
A lot of trial balloons being thrown out there about college football playoff. I mean, it's so interesting to me how it took a while to kind of get to this point. And now that we got 12, it's almost like we instantly have to double it.
We need more.
It took a while. More. It took so long to get here. And I know the world's moving at a faster pace now and everyone's counting money, and I'm not naive. That's the way of the world. Everyone's competing for the entertainment dollar. And it's not just sports. It's concerts. It's disposable income everywhere. Restaurants compete every day. Mm-hmm. And so maybe our sports shouldn't be looked at as being untouched, especially now with the money the players are making and the coaches are making. It would only make sense for the people that have to pay that money to want to recoup it or get more to be able to continue to afford all of it. And so Mike Greenberg on Get Up this morning was talking about college football, as we all have. And our worry is that while the regular season is such a tradition, now not all games are. There's not all sorts of parity in college football. Even Ohio State would admit this. They probably got 6 or 7 games on their schedule that they show up, they win. They don't think that way. They can't afford to think that way. Yeah. But I think they realize that going in, that they'll be a dramatic favorite. They'll have the ability to flip the switch at any point and blast somebody. But the regular season is expected to be significantly devalued the more we keep moving forward. And Greenberg talked about that.
I will say this. I don't know what ESPN does and doesn't want, but what I can tell you with certainty is that the idea that good teams, championship-worthy teams, get left out of the playoff is a good thing, not a bad thing. If you put every single team that might win the championship into the playoff, you might just as well not play the regular season to begin with. If we live in a world where Ohio State and Michigan rest their starters for that game at the end of the season because they've got the potential of 5 playoff games still sitting in front of them, then college football as we have known it ceases to exist. So I don't have a vote in any of this. Obviously, other people do, and they'll make the decisions they make based on a lot of reasons that candidly have nothing to do with what's in the best interest of the game itself.
So first of all, it's weird that he would pick that one, the biggest rivalry, because how many years could you really have it where Ohio State would feel so comfortable or want, first of all, be bad enough to have to play all those playoff games and then feel like they'd have the luxury to rest people in that game? It's counterintuitive, to have that many games. The only way you would rest is on the scenario last year, which is going into the Big Ten championship game, you knew the loser had the bye still. They weren't losing a bye.
I think he's assuming playoff expansion.
That's right.
Which means more rounds added to the playoffs.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he would have to assume that they would be at the back of the field to have to play that many playoff games. Do you know what I'm saying? He said 5 playoff games ahead of them.
If you have a 24-team field, I assume
the top 8 are getting buys.
The next round would be 6. So let's say they get a bye. The next round would be 16. And so that's what, 4 games? So it's like, is that far off? But either way, like, it is interesting how in the NFL, I think the final week of the season is exclusively rivalry week. I think it's all divisional opponents. And so it is interesting how in the NFL, if you have a playoff spot clinched, we have no problem with you backing out of those rivalry games.
So under this premise, though, you're telling me that Ohio State hypothetically would be outside the top 8. So they'd be playing in that 9 to 24 bracket. And they would be that, and that team would feel like they had the luxury of resting based on the fact they'd be willing to throw away the rivalry game so they'd have a better chance to make a run? It seems, far-fetched.
I have one scenario to bring to you. Had Ohio State lost to Michigan in 2014, when I think they ended up winning the game, but when JT Barrett went down, if Ohio State ended up losing that game, and of course, in my scenario, the Cardale Jones doesn't go run the table for the championship. If JT Barrett going down against Michigan perhaps costed Ohio State a championship, then maybe the next year you would have seen it. But again, I'm manufacturing scenarios that fit the possibility. I'm just saying it's possible. That's all I'm saying.
But they already had a loss that year to Virginia Tech, so they'd be willing to take another L.
And that was a 14 playoff, and we're talking about 24. So I'm just saying.
I'm taking that season and picking it up and putting it in this expanded playoff. I can't imagine Ryan Day thinking, all right, we have one loss, but that season they won every other game they played. So I don't
just using Greeny's scenario, I think tradition would still win the day. I think both teams would honor what that game is. I don't think we're ever going to be living in a world to where coaches for those brands would say, you know what, we're just going to throw this game away.
That's what they're recruiting these guys. You get to play in these games.
Yeah, I don't think that ever is going to happen. That would be crazy to me.
Player, I would be yelling, I'm playing. Now, that may be different for every guy.
Like, imagine if that scenario happened this year. We get to that game here in Columbus, and we see Julian saying Jeremiah Smith, these guys on the sideline for the Michigan game.
The only
that
way
can't happen.
That you'd ever really see this in my mind is if there isn't a ton of consequence to losing, but that's not even my lead. My lead would be that I have guys that are at 50%, that if they play, they could easily re-aggravate what they're dealing with. We've got a bigger picture, but even then, I might have a hard time saying that game is less important than the playoff run that we may make.
Stephen A. on Garland, one of the players. You just got to get out there and do something.
Even to them, I would think most guys would say, I want to play.
I agree.
You missed 4 straight games, Darius Garland. Limp your ass out there no matter which way you got to do it.
That's what you would tell the players at 50%?
Who do I guard if I can't move?
I'm not saying if it's and I'm also not saying this is happening now or next year. I'm saying like 20 years down the line. I'm going like way in the future. And I think we've seen this in other ways. Like, you could say that the Orange Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl, the Rose Bowl, and the Sugar Bowl all used to be huge, respectable games.
That's right.
And then players decided that they weren't as important. It's like, this is all NFTs. It's like, they're as important as people decide that they are.
Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson opted out of that Rose Bowl.
Yeah, against Utah.
A lot of people did lose their minds because it was so jarring, because it was the venue and it was the feeling of what it was.
But now it's expected. And so I'm not saying it would start with Ohio State, Michigan, but if it becomes a trend around college football and everybody else is doing it in the final weeks, I would not be surprised if it penetrated the Ohio State-Michigan game, in which case I would expect that game to move off of the final week.
And then I'm really going to have an issue with expanded playoff, because then we're taking away conference championships. We're taking away the meaning and the magnitude of rivalry games for an expanded
That's not for
playoff.
every team. He's talking.
I guess I'm just living in the world where he said that became a thing around college football. Then we're doing this thing all wrong.
Well, we're getting to
NFL
a point,
does it and we don't.
Yeah,
we don't even question it.
The rivalries hit a little different in college football, I think.
I agree.
They hit a little different.
I'm just saying, if somebody gets hurt against a rival, and then especially if it's your quarterback, and then you go out with your backup quarterback and get boat race in the playoffs. I'm not saying Ohio State. I'm saying if any team does that, the next year that team will bench their starters if they have a specific playoff spot clinched.
Yeah, I don't know. You just can't play to the injury. If the player is technically injured going in, then maybe you sit them.
Yeah.
But if they're healthy, you're playing them. You're not predicting hypothetical injuries. Here's where I think.
Do you feel that way about the NFL, though?
Well, we'll come back. Let's do that at the top of the hour, because I do have to finish up this conversation, because I think we don't have to go to the extreme of what Greenberg said. I think there is another part of this that would provide a luxury for coaches. Top of the hour, Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Catch T-Bone and Tyvis weekday mornings from 6 to 9. If you're not completely satisfied, we'll rewind time and erase your brain. For real, the Fan.
Newman Roofing, as part of their 2026 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to partner with 10 TV and The Fan to relaunch Raise the Roof, honoring local heroes. This week's honoree is Taylor Rathbun from Hilliard. Ms. Rathbun is an exceptional teacher at Alton Darby Elementary, bringing joy into learning while keeping purpose at the heart of everything she does. No matter the day, Taylor shows up as her best self, and her students are better because of it. Ms. Rathbun, thank you for making such a meaningful impact in our Central Ohio community.
Grilling season starts now at Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville, or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
Coffee, sandwich, hash browns. Tired of the same breakfast routine? Time to refresh your morning ritual with a $6 Tim's Trio from Tim Hortons. It starts with a premium blend of freshly brewed coffee, a hot, savory breakfast sandwich made with freshly cracked eggs, and for a tasty twist, a daily baked donut to sweeten the deal. Ask for the $6 Tim's Trio. Your morning ritual refreshed. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, must ask for offer. Medium coffee only. Terms apply.
Did your HVAC struggle through this rough winter? When it comes to your home comfort, trust the local experts at Columbus Worthington Air. Right now, you can save up to $2,000 on a new HVAC system with our trade-in allowance program. At CWA, we treat your home like it's our own, with safe, reliable service backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Columbus Worthington Air and Bryant Heating and Cooling. Whatever it takes. Visit CWAOhio.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 47543.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
Hey, it's Austin Ward with a unique opportunity for you. The chance to drop 40 pounds by the 4th with Awaken 180. Fast results, sustainable results, medication-free, and free support for life. 40 by the 4th. This is your year. awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. May's weather is pretty nice, but those hot summer days will be here soon, which means high utility bills from your AC running constantly. Don't wait until the heat hits to try and avoid the extra energy costs. Upgrade your home's windows this month during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale. Imagine replacing all your windows and getting half of them for free. Plus, you could even get them with no money down and no monthly payment or interest for 2 years. Older windows and even some newer builder-grade windows don't always seal tightly. So your cool AC can slowly slip outside without you even noticing. And your energy bills take the hit. Window Nation windows are built with insulated glass, strong frames, and tight seals that fit just right. You get a cooler, more comfortable house, and you could even see lower energy bills the first month. They're so good, Window Nation offers a lifetime warranty. Plus, they're rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Save big with Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now. The sale ends soon, so book your consultation at windownation.com.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Common Man and Timmy. Voted America's dumbest show by Marconi voters. Common Man is a Columbus radio legend. And by legend, I mean it's a miracle he hasn't been fired yet. And Timmy is, well, Timmy will complain about anything and everything. And he kind of looks like a woman. Giggity, giggity, giggity. So there's that. Common Man and Timmy.
Sponsored by Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on The Fan.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. Second round of the PGA Championship at Aronimink. Aldrich Potgieter, your leader at -4. Chris Gotterup, your leader of the second day. He's 5 under. He was 5 under on his round today. -3 for the tournament, tied for second with 6 others. At the Hockey World Championship, Jet Greaves made 22 saves. Team Canada beat Team Sweden 5-3. Finland knocked off Germany 3-1. Team USA battles Switzerland here at 2:20. The Ohio Cup gets underway tonight up in Cleveland as the Guardians host the Reds at 7:10. Also in Cleveland, it's Game 6 as the Cavaliers host the Detroit Pistons at 7. The Cavs lead that series 3-2. This one's sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union, voted best credit union for the past 8 years in a row by CBUS Top Picks. Visit BMIFCU.org to learn more.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. Find a physician or location near you at orthopedic1.com.
Hey, Bake, Geeter's on a heater. Hot Geeter. Jason Day won off the lead. The PGA Championship. All right, we'll keep you on that. I couldn't hear the update. I was talking to Maddie. Did he give anything on Scheffler? I'm just curious. You were distracted as well. You weren't listening either.
Just in the same room with him.
Dude, I got like 17 screens back here. My stimulation is all over the place.
Scheffler is -1. He's +2 on the day, though, so he's 3 back. He's almost in perfect.
Lurking.
He's in pouncing position, yeah. He's like rear view mirror. Objects are closer than they appear, all that. Like that's, yeah, almost even. I mean, you'd rather have him there than leading if you're playing in the tournament, but he is there.
Got to tell you what, Ayo, there's a lot of names right now on that front end of that leaderboard. Can't imagine the tour wants that going into Saturday and Sunday. They want Scotty to roll, obviously, but other than that, it's kind of like okay.
Couple of Americans there.
Who are these guys?
I've never heard of half these guys. You're right, but that's the PGA Championship.
Like Day's good, obviously. Is it Minwoo Lee? Do I have that right?
Minwoo.
Minwoo Lee.
Wow.
He he kind of moves the needle. But other than that, AR, you got to help me out with this. Like you're running the tour. You can't be happy with this leaderboard right now.
I see Giddy Up is up there.
Yeah,
Giddy Up.
Who is Goddard?
That's Chris Goddard. He's American. He's played well. Hisutsani.
Sassoon is right underneath Goddard.
That's Hisutsani.
Oh.
Yeah. I love that last name.
Smalley played at Duke, I believe. Really, really smart.
Okay.
A smart golf.
He also anchors on a competitive station.
That's right. But his name is Alex, I believe. Oh. And you're right. And then Jaeger bombs right there.
We just need some big dogs to get it going. That's all. And that's just my personal preference. That'll get me to lock in Saturday and Sunday.
All right, so let me ask you this. I'm going to throw out a name, and you tell me whether this moves the needle.
Okay.
If he gets within a couple shots of the lead, he's on the leaderboard, that Matty Ice would actually watch some golf. All right? Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Justin Thomas.
All day and tomorrow.
Wow. You like those guys. The Candy Boys. Xander Schauffele.
Yes.
Okay. Obviously Scheffler.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Smith. You remember Cam Smith?
I do remember
when he
Cam
said,
Smith.
Are you going to live? I play where my team tells me to play. Okay.
I do know Cam Smith, but that's not going to give me to stop what I'm doing this weekend to watch him.
Brooks Koepka.
Absolutely.
Jordan Spieth.
All day.
John Rahm.
You know it.
Patrick Reed. He's a villain. He's a villain.
I've never loved the whole I'm wearing red on Sunday thing, too. He's done that, Patrick Reed? He's worn red on Sunday?
He's a thief?
Captain America.
Patrick
Absolutely.
Reed. Nah, that's not your thing. We
you
can't
like
be
when
doing
Tiger does the talc.
We can't be
chalk.
Stealing recipes from Tiger.
He stole that from Jordan.
No.
What about Ricky Fowler?
You mean LeBron?
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah. What did I say?
You said Tiger, but we all knew
you stole some powder.
we knew what you meant.
Hey, I may not be that far off.
Oh no.
Oh,
hey, you took it. Pills. You don't know. You took it there, Ricky.
He would
100%.
Absolutely.
But now he'll be in the creamsicle outfit, orange head to toe.
I'm not mad at the creamsicle outfit. Is he still doing the crustache? Not even the mustache. Is that
probably
still his
somewhere?
thing?
Yeah,
okay,
I would think.
Fine. Mustaches, I guess, are a thing now. Whatever.
Local pro Ben Kern.
Okay.
Be honest.
I wouldn't be sprinting to my couch.
Okay. But if somebody told you
there's a local guy
that the head pro at Hickory Hills is leading the PGA Championship on Sunday. Oh my!
I didn't play that.
I didn't either.
I did not play that. But if they
heart monitors that look like sports bras that all your players wear,
that guy,
we won't send you to the press conference.
I love that question.
If somebody framed it that way, I'm locked in on Sunday.
Colin Morikawa.
Yep.
Morikawa Bell.
Mm-hmm.
You'd watch him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there's a handful of dudes out there that if they climb the leaderboard, you'll lock in.
There are
what
plenty
about
of guys.
Dustin Johnson?
Oh, of course.
Just out of nowhere.
Yes, he's a wild card.
Okay.
DJ for sure.
All right.
You didn't mention Rory yet. That's an obvious
Rory's
one.
done. Isn't he? Isn't he missing the cut?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. He didn't play well. Let me see. He plays at 2:05. He's actually going off now.
Okay.
Guess what? He was on time. His tee time's 2:05. He was there.
So there are.
How about this? Last one.
Yeah.
Higo, the guy that got docked the 2 strokes. If he somehow was right there near the lead, would you be interested enough to see if a guy who showed up late, got docked 2 strokes, wound up shooting 1 under that day, and climbed his way back into the tournament?
Mm-hmm. I'm actually rooting for this guy.
I know. You've been right. You've been his lawyer all week.
Screw the tour.
See, not a Happy Gilmore. All right. Well, all right. Now back to the conversation. Yeah. So this is what I was going to tell you guys about why I think this is being taken to an extreme where guys are resting in massive rivalry games because there's no consequence and you want to plan for the playoff run that might be longer than some years. Here's where I think it works for coaches. Coaches have always tried to find a way to balance putting their players in harm's way versus keeping your edge, keeping your routine, not playing hypotheticals, and not playing results. What the expanded playoff has done or could do if it got to 24 is it would allow coaches to manage their players better, meaning games that were getting out of hand, you could pull them. Games that maybe you think you could win without putting a player in an injury-prone situation. It allows you because years ago, if you lost a game, you were toast, most likely, or if you lost a big game. And now you can lose games. That's why I always push back on you're not allowed to lose games. You are allowed. That's just a narrative. That's a vocal minority narrative. The level-headed Buckeye fan is like, okay, if my team lost and we can rescue the season, I'm not putting it in the Michigan conversation because that's bigger than most. But for the most part, Ohio State's now proven that if they lose at Texas in week 2, it actually could make them stronger. It could refocus them. It could exploit some weaknesses. It would maybe humble them a hair. Like you'd find out maybe more about them in a loss. All coaches say that. I find out more about my team when we lose than when we win.
No doubt.
Rick Bowness went through that. He found out more about his team when they went through the losing streak than he did while they were winning. And so the luxury of a 2014 playoff for a coach is that I don't have to win them all. I just have to win when it counts. I just have to win when it's single elimination. And so it could allow them to manage their rosters a little better if guys are tweaked or have some issues. They won't feel forced to play them in certain situations. And maybe players won't feel compelled to have to be there. But I would never say in an Ohio State-Michigan game that a team strategy would be, okay, this loss doesn't mean anything. And you cannot have it both ways. Not in that rivalry.
No, I completely agree with you on that. And it's fascinating that you bring up the ability for maybe a coach to look at certain games and say, you're only going to play a handful of snaps as my star running back, receiver, whatever it may be. I don't think coaches and players are really wired that way. Especially coaches, because coaches are always letting us know it's day by day, brick by brick, all of that stuff, right? One foot in front of the other. We've been hearing that stuff for decades and decades. I don't know if that mindset would really change that much and go to thinking down the road. That would surprise me just based off of what coaches always tell us.
It only changes during the game. If you're getting cracked, if you're getting blown out.
Yeah, come on, sit down next to me. We don't need.
And that's doesn't happen to Ohio State football. Yeah. So we never look at it from that side.
Correct.
In fact, they probably would look at it even differently if they were getting cracked. That's more reason to stay in. Because it's embarrassing, and they want to come back, and they never want to wave the white flag on a game. But that's where somebody would say, I was just having this conversation about the Vegas Knights, and they were going to Anaheim last night in Game 6, and they're up 3-2, and I started thinking how much energy would they expend in this game, knowing they have a Game 7 at home if they need it. Hockey's a little bit different. You never know which way the puck's going to bounce, but my mind went to they're going to go into Game 6 in a closeout game as we don't want to come home. We don't want to play an extra game. That's number one. But the other part about it is they got up 3-0. If they would have gotten down 3-0, then I'm starting now 3-0 in a hockey game now in this NHL is not as much as it used to be, where you don't have to play your first power play unit or you don't have, so I started thinking about that. If they got down, would they then pack it in to get to Game 7? We see this happen in the NBA a little bit, but I do not expect that in college football. The only thing I do expect is it gives coaches a little luxury into how they want to manage their roster as opposed to forcing players to play at 70% or players feeling compelled they have to play.
And then it goes to how much confidence does that coach or program have in the depth that they have that can go out there and handle business and help the team get to another win, because now in this world of the transfer portal and NIL, it doesn't feel to me that you can stack up depth the way that you used to at a program like Georgia and Ohio State and Clemson, because a lot of the guys that you're recruiting at a high level, they're not going to want to wait around a year, 2, 3 years to get their time. So those guys are probably playing at another program and being starters there. So again, in this world that we're talking about, this hypothetical world, I don't even know if it's really hypothetical when we talk about the expansion of the playoff, but in the world of sitting players in games, especially rivalry games,
Ohio State, Michigan,
I just don't see it.
Oklahoma, Texas, Auburn, Alabama,
everybody's
Notre Dame,
playing.
USC.
You're playing.
Miami, Florida State.
We can't start disrespecting the history of rivalries for an expanded playoff. That, to me, is utterly ridiculous.
I will tell you this, though. While fan bases think the way we think, players may not. And the way they're transferring all over the country, and guys are going to 1 school, 2 school, 3 schools, they may not have the emotion attached to these rivalries that their generations of fans do. And maybe those guys, some players on certain teams might be like, I don't know, may not be able to go today. Who knows? There may be some of that. Or in reverse, it's how much does the game mean to you as a school? Does that mean more financial benefit for me?
But that has to start with the coach, though, because not even in the NFL, I don't think players are benching themselves before the playoffs. I think it's
usually an organizational decision.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to come back. Speaking of the NFL, we've got some great rematches. We'll lay them out for you next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
It's Cinco de Monzo at Hothead Burritos, and the Hothead Scratch and Win is back. Every single card's a winner with tons of free stuff, including free burritos for a year and even a grand prize Caribbean trip. Get scratching at Hothead Burritos.
At some point, you stopped calling it pain and started calling it just how I am now. Deep down, you know that's not okay. Get back to the normal you, the one who is active and carefree. Let's start with an introduction to Dr. Tesner and his team at QC Kinetics. Their regenerative treatments for joint pain in Dublin and Gahanna. I thought I would never be able to enjoy playing sports again because of how bad my knees felt from playing football. But then I went to go see Dr. Tesner and his team, and they gave me a couple of shots, and I was back to playing, back to balling, and doing all the things that I love. They're helping patients with pain from arthritis or injury in their knees, hips, and shoulders. The treatments are natural. Your body knows how to heal. QC Kinetics finally gives it the right tools. No operating rooms, no hardware, no watching summer come and go from a recliner. Get back to the version of you that doesn't map out a route based on where you can sit or avoid stairs. Right now is the right time, and the first step doesn't cost you a thing. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
I'm Jeff Hogan. I've been a journalist at 10 TV for more than 20 years. I moved back to Columbus with my beautiful wife and our 2 amazing daughters and our golden retriever, Harley. This community brought me back because this is where I feel connected. Where my daughters were born, this is my home. And that is to say, I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all. And that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still. It moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer, to speak up or lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
Every year, tens of thousands in Central Ohio choose Columbus State Community College to start what's next. They're earning degrees that open doors to in-demand jobs, stable careers, and real earning power. They're bridging the gap to an affordable university bachelor's degree, avoiding the trap of student loan debt, and moving their lives and our community forward. Columbus State is making Central Ohio stronger. Apply today at cscc.edu.
Hey folks, it's game day and the betting's gonna be intense, Drew. You said it, Dave, but a good pregame routine keeps betting responsible. That's right, you gotta pause before you play. Good call. Sports betting is hot, but it can be risky. And pausing to set limits is an all-star move. That's right, Dave. If you bet on sports, pause before you play to set limits, recognize the risk, and know when to stop. Learn more at pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
The Red Reds are on the Fan's family of stations all season long. If you don't listen, Terry Francona will ride his scooter to your house and yell at you. Your home of the Reds. The Fan, the Fan 2, and the Fan 3. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll call it partly cloudy for the rest of the day. Overall pretty pleasant, just a little cooler than average with highs around 71. For the overnight hours, lows fall to 56 with increasing clouds. On Saturday, a little unsettled from time to time. We'll have occasional showers and a few thunderstorms out there. Looks like the best chance is going to be early in the day, then some additional redevelopment possible later in the day. Warmer and more humid, highs around 80. For the Fan, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Justin Gertz.
Question from a listener: do you dopes ever get tired of talking about Ohio State? No. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan. Rothman and Ice present Free Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, the NFL is pushing back. There's a lot of criticism of streaming games. I might be the leader in that club. I'll admit that. And then the pushback is the NFL. It's like, listen, we have 90% of our games are free on all the affiliates, so it's not a bad percentage. But I guess they argue that the league is actually meeting customers where they are in an era of all this mobile watching. The cord cutters, that's the era, and I'm not naive enough to think that doesn't exist. So we think broadcast networks have been incredible home, and now we also know fans are increasingly spending their time on other platforms as well. So what's going to slow this train down?
So
I don't know, Justice Department?
Are you telling me that they're telling us that they're going to say no to Netflix and Amazon?
Come on.
Yeah, they're not doing that. Well, the checks that Netflix and YouTube are cutting, I was going to say, I would be surprised if they leave that money on the table. It'd be foolish to do so.
Games on Netflix and Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And subscribing to additional services is increasing the cost of watching the games. We know that. The NFL has also received criticism from the National Association of Broadcasters, which urged the Justice Department to look... what are my super friends?
The Avengers?
The Justice League of America. To look into the league's broadcast deals. Relatedly, Fox chairman Robert Murdoch. I'm the co-pilot. Has raised the issue of streaming with the president. Oh my! Let's get him involved. Wow.
What? Do you have all the streaming services right now?
I don't have Paramount.
Okay.
And I think some of the Cavs games were on Paramount recently in the playoffs.
Ibuka.
Am I wrong?
Who was that again?
That was the president.
Ibuka.
Listen, I've heard sports anchors. I've heard sports anchors pronounce them even worse.
Okay. All right.
Playoff rematches. We'll move on from the streaming.
Yeah, because we always say,
we're swimming upstream with that.
Wherever the games are, you and I will be.
Absolutely.
So there's only so much complaining we can do because we're watching them anyway.
I think there's also there is a little bit of fatigue in a way for me. You know, I've said this to you that, if you start playing Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays and Sundays and Mondays and
it's overkill for you.
A little bit
and you didn't even mention college football blended into that too.
That's right.
And you keeping up with 3-4 fantasy teams as well.
One fantasy team, maybe 0 this year. Playoff rematches.
Oh, really? Perhaps 0 fantasy teams?
Yeah, maybe I sit this one out.
Oh,
take a year off.
I think
maybe be his GM.
That line's been said for the last maybe 3 years.
Okay.
That he's done, and then we're in week 8. And he's all
continue.
I don't believe it. Didn't you win this year?
Don't even rub salt.
Wait, no, I'm being dead.
I should have.
Wait,
Maddie knows.
He had the squad to do it. He really did.
CB didn't beat you, did he?
No, he lost too.
Who won the league?
I don't know.
I really don't even know who won the league.
Wait, weren't you in the championship?
Maybe. I lost. I know that.
I remember you and
Love that
CB had
mentality.
like a big playoff matchup that he, I think, lost.
I came in second place. You're right. I was because, I did get some
He
money.
was right there.
I got some money.
He was
That's
right
right.
there.
I did get money for that.
But you
I forgot
can't
about that.
How do I not remember who
I'd
won?
give back the money.
Because if it wasn't one of us or CB,
I actually thought you won the league. I'm not even kidding. That
I
wasn't-
think it was Tyler. I want to say it was Tyler.
Tyler Oliver.
Our guy
he did.
Tyler.
He did.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
he
it was
did.
him.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. He and I were in the championship together. All right, whatever.
Shout out to Ty.
Well
But
done, my man.
You got a couple months to, be where you're at emotionally with this stuff. And then I don't think you'll be able to look at me and everybody else and be like, hey.
I might have more fun watching the NFL season without it. Take a year off.
So you're saying you won't participate
Bet
in
some
any
games.
league? In any league or
No.
just this league?
No league.
Okay.
Just don't do fantasy football for 1 year.
You know what?
Take a break.
I bet that if you sat out a year, I bet you wouldn't go back.
Oh, I think he would absolutely
That's an
be
interesting
back.
take. I thought it'd be.
I
you're
think
just done.
I think that if he's just betting on a weekend-to-weekend basis, where in his mind he can have a new team every week or every day, because Thursdays and Mondays, I think that that's stimulating enough.
Okay.
Maybe if we do our little three-way draft, maybe that'll
That'll
suffice.
I think TLC.
Sydney Sweeney. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
By the way, her in Euphoria this season is insane. I could have said that about any season, but this season specifically.
How many seasons have there been,
This
Matty?
is season 3. But her, it's insane. Anyway, I think we're kind of underselling a little bit TLC. AR's love for being a GM. There's something about AR loving to craft rosters that he even thinks real GMs should think the way he does.
Oh,
when it comes to fantasy.
Now, let me ask you this.
So,
I feel like this is part of how GMs think. I think this way in fantasy. I imagine in reality it works somewhat similar.
Can baseball get him to hockey, though?
Yeah.
Baseball get him.
If baseball can get him to hockey, he can bail on football.
I'm in baseball right now.
And still have the bridge.
I just know how much he loves it. Like, he really does.
I really do, but it's
So it's like,
I feel like
I don't think
I'm like my real team. Like I'm like the Vikes. I'm like the Bills. I'm like teams that get close and never happens. Like that's
okay. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Kind of live that life, and maybe it's time to just cut the cord.
Wow, you are Ralph Wilson.
You know what? Life's a gamble. Let's take him.
Playoff rematches. So we're starting the year with Pats at Seahawks?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's on Wednesday, by the way.
So that was your Super Bowl matchup. We're getting that again.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting the divisional rematches. Denver at New England, Seattle at the Rams, Buffalo at Denver, Seattle at San Francisco. You're getting wild card rematches. New England at the Chargers, Houston at Pittsburgh, Philly at San Francisco, Green Bay at Chicago. Okay. Any of that move you?
A lot of it does, honestly.
Seattle doesn't play the Rams till
I don't love
way late.
I don't love that. Like, I like to see those matchups a little earlier because I'm always concerned about the stars being healthy and all that late in the year. But whatever. Maybe I should look at it the other way. Maybe where it's later in the year, there's more on the line.
How about this?
Whatever.
Top 5 revenge games this season.
Trey Hendrickson, where is that ranking right now for you?
Probably second.
Okay. Number 1 would be Stefanski.
Well, it's probably first for us.
Stefanski?
Stefanski back to the pound. Stefanski in Pound Town. And the other one that's pretty good is Kenny Walker against Seattle.
Okay.
So
a game.
Kansas City, Seattle with Kenny Walker. Trey coming back to the Queen City. How about Daniel Jones at the Giants?
Fire up the crickets for me on that.
All right. How about Robert Saleh playing the Jets? It's a coach. It can't be that much. Stefanski and the Browns is the highest we're going to get.
I thought maybe you were going Robert Saleh and Liam Cohen because they don't like each other.
Oh, well,
So that matchup, I don't even know if they're playing each other, the Titans and the Jaguars,
I don't
so they're
know
not
if they
playing.
are.
We do get
Well, they play each other twice at some point.
That's true.
Well, yeah, okay. I didn't know whether it was prime time or whatever.
But a game I'm excited about that's kind of in that realm of what I just brought up, Week 5, Packers-Bears. LaFleur, Ben Johnson, clearly do not like each other. Ben Johnson, the locker room stuff, blank the Packers and all that. I'm here for that game. And I love that it's week 5 because there's a real level of dislike between the two.
Well, they also play each other on Christmas Day in Chicago. So there'll be a nice break between week 5 and week 16. We're coming back in 2 minutes with our boy Jensen Lewis, and we'll set the scene for the Ohio Cup and get his prediction. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Newman Roofing, as part of their 2026 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to partner with 10 TV and The Fan to relaunch Raise the Roof, honoring local heroes. This week's honoree is Taylor Rathbun from Hilliard. Ms. Rathbun is an exceptional teacher at Alton Darby Elementary, bringing joy into learning while keeping purpose at the heart of everything she does. No matter the day, Taylor shows up as her best self, and her students are better because of it. Ms. Rathbun, thank you for making such a meaningful impact on our Central Ohio community.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Bring your landscape back to life with an unbeatable deal from Ohio Mulch. 5 bags of premium mulch for just $10. You choose from absolute black, brown, or red to make your flowers pop and your curb appeal shine. Visit ohiomulch.com to find a location near you.
Summer means longer days and more deals at Lowe's. This Memorial Day, shop Miracle-Gro 0.75 cubic foot garden soil, 5 bags for $10. Plus, get select 1.5-gallon red, white, and blue annuals hanging baskets, 2 for $15 to show off your favorite plants. Stop traffic with stunning landscaping and save while you do it. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/27, excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything. Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Crowd the plate at your own risk. It's time for some chin music with former big leaguer and president of the Bald is Beautiful fan club, Jensen Lewis.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Feeling the heat? Call the experts at Logan Services now for hot deals on Train air conditioners.
Our guy, Jensen Lewis, Beeson by the Books, MLB Network Radio, and former Cleveland closer himself. Give him the heater, Ricky. How you feeling, bud?
Boys, happy 40th anniversary for the Top Gun to all that celebrate. That is the one birthday present I asked for tomorrow, so I will be seeing the original in theaters for the first time. I was the ripe old age of 2 when it debuted, so let's go. Can't wait. Maverick, Goose, come in here. Let's go.
So, Maddie, you haven't seen Maverick, have you?
No, I have not.
Okay, so I would recommend the next time you're down and out from food poisoning,
yes,
that you knock out the doubleheader of Top Gun and Maverick.
Okay.
But do it in that order.
Okay.
Because then you'll get a real sense of nostalgia of what's going on.
Emotion.
You do not want to watch Maverick before Top Gun.
Done.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Jensen feels the need for speed. We have the Ohio Cup, my man.
Yes.
I wonder if this really... So we have the first place Cleveland Guardians against the last place Cincinnati Reds. However, the records are almost identical.
Yes.
So you tell me, give me the prediction of the Ohio Cup.
Yeah, hey, if the Reds were in the AL Central, they'd be a half game back of the Cleveland Guardians entering play tonight. Love how it shapes up, right? You've got a Guardian team that took care of business against the Angels. You know, if you are going to be a division champ, those are series you got to win. It feels like tonight we get a little bit better effort from the pitching on both sides. I think Andrew Abbott equal to the task here, and Tanner Bybee, you can throw out maybe like a start or two this year. And he's actually been really good, guys. So for a series opener tonight, outside of Chase Burns, it's been Andrew Abbott who has been one of the best Red starters here the last couple of weeks. So if you're jumping into the foray on the night they'll celebrate the 10-year anniversary
of the 2016 Cleveland Indians pennant-winning team. I'd like an under. I think it's well pitched tonight, and I think we're in for a treat here for game number 1.
Speaking of pitching, we have a young lefty in Parker Messick in Cleveland that is absolutely doing his thing, and we got a young flamethrower as a righty in Cincinnati in Chase Burns, who has absolutely been doing his thing as well. So from a former pitcher's perspective that knows what it takes to get it done at this level, talk about these two young guys, J. Lou, and how they're going about their business and why these guys are having the success they're having.
Stuff-wise, Matty, you couldn't have two guys further on the spectrum. Absolute freight train with Chase Burns right in your living room. Just the high 90s, low hundreds. Just amazing fastball velocity. Parker Messick, in this day and age, maybe a little more of a soft tosser at 93, 94. It's kind of crazy to see that's the era we are in, but you get, Parker Messick, who works quickly, forces a lot of weak contact. The swing and miss, guys, if you look at just the strikeouts per 9, Parker Messick about a tad ahead of Chase Burns right now, 9.73 strikeouts per 9. Chase Burns at 9.34. And, they fill up the zone. It's what you ask, young players to do. Chase Burns a little more homer prone, right? Probably going to give up a little bit more in the fly ball category than what Parker Messick does. But if you were to tell me through 9 starts, you'd have two guys that are 5-1, Parker Messick 53 2/3, Chase Burns 53 innings flat. They have been godsends for their respective rotations and teams thus far.
J. Lou, is it as simple to say you'd believe in the Guardians more just based on that divisional argument you just made? Because, J-Ram's hitting like 207, Kwan's hitting 206. They keep winning. The pitching staff is pretty stout. And on the Red side, we know what Ellie's putting together this year, which is pretty fantastic. But is it that simple to just say that I would believe in the Guardians more because of the competition?
I think it's fair, AR, when you look at where everyone kind of pegged Detroit as the team to beat. They, as I told you guys before the year, I was very, very hesitant about their offense. And a lot of that's come true here. Even though they're 13th or 12th average on base, they're bottom 10 in runs scored. They've actually pitched better even with the injuries to Skubal and Mize and Verlander. They've kind of held the line there. They just have not been able to put series victories together here with regularity. So, yeah, Cleveland kind of the beneficiary of it. I don't know if we were thinking about your Southsiders there, AR, and what the White Sox have done, but you are going to have to take them seriously now in the AL Central. And Davis Martin, I'm going to tell you right now, I played him the other day at 60-1 as a long shot to win the American League Cy Young. Only Cam Schlittler has a higher pitching wins above replacement in the American League than Davis Martin currently with what he's done. So Will Venable's crew is feisty. Do they have enough offense to get there? They're going to hit the homers. Can they get the consistent scoring? If they do that, man, we might have a larger race here in the American League Central than previously anticipated.
Well, and it's big because they play the Cubs this weekend. So
yes.
That is a kind of a series that either tells you exactly what you're saying, that they are for real, or they're just going to kind of hang around a little bit before the All-Star break and then fizzle out. But this series actually on the South side against the Cubs should be fun.
It'll be great. And then on the heels of that, having to go out west, take on Seattle, take on the Giants. It's been one of the best stories so far, and I'm very anxious to see where this team is, especially when we get to the All-Star break.
So we've got Cubs and White Sox getting after each other in Chicago, the Ohio Cup going on in our backyard, and then we've got the Subway Series happening this weekend in New York with the Yankees and the Mets getting together, I believe, in the Mets home ballpark for the weekend. So looking at these two teams right now, J-Lou, give us a preview of the two teams that play over there in Gotham City.
Well, the Yankees on a huge slide here, guys. They have not been good. Offense is a bit evaporated here in the last week or so. And then the Mets, who have been so bad all year, have they finally started to turn the corner offensively? They've put up a lot of runs against a Tiger team that kind of limped out of Citi Field. But as far as tonight goes, I'd be back in Cam Schlittler and company. You get your ace on the hill. You feel a lot better about where you are. And for whatever reason, guys, it feels like these teams throw the records out. You know, the rivalry is what it is. But at least tonight, I would say that Cam Schlittler is the way to go. Speaking of, you know, we have these rivalry weekends, guys. And, you know, you have the different names. You have the Beltway Series with Baltimore and Washington. You get the Citrus Series with Miami and Tampa Bay. You know, they didn't have one for Toronto and Detroit. Can we get it out there and say the battle for the Ambassador Bridge, for anyone who's ever driven across from Detroit to Toronto, I think they should be naming that series that for a little North supremacy right there.
Well, I took the tunnel from Detroit to Windsor a lot.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
But yeah, the tunnel series.
Yes.
And back when I was a little kid in Chicago, we used to call it the 50 Cent series because that's what it cost to go on the L from, you know, Wrigley to Comiskey.
So great.
So let me get you back to a little bit of the tracking of the National League Cy Young. We talked with you about this last week. I want to get your opinion on this. Does Shohei actually need better numbers than other people to win the Cy Young this year?
Wow. Okay, if you're handicapping it right now, you know, Skeens is certainly the one dude that you look at, and I would say Christopher Sanchez, the way they're going right now. Jacob Mizorowski has found his way into the conversation, as well as Nolan McLean. Now, I think last week we talked, I'd rather have a bet on Nolan McLean to win National League Rookie of the Year than having to leapfrog those big names in front of him. If you're making me cast a vote right now, it's really hard to get away from Ohtani. I know he's only made 2 fewer starts. Sanchez, Mizorowski, Skeens all have 9. But you can't deny what this scoreless streak and kind of what this ERA sub-1 is like. If he maintains this through the All-Star break, I'm saying if he's a sub-1.5 into the All-Star break, he may become odds-on favorite. He may jump ahead of Skeens.
But as a two-way role, though, do his numbers have to be much better than the other guys?
I don't know. Because I think we're going to get some fatigue at some point, and it's the one. There's a concerted effort, AR, from everything I've seen. Shohei knows it's the only trophy he doesn't have.
Okay.
So I think there's a concerted effort there, especially on the Dodgers side.
All right, here's the tough one for you. If you were voting in this poll, what gives you more anxiety to be late for? A tee time, an important tee time, a flight, you're on the way to a flight, a wedding you're attending, or a job interview? What would give you more anxiety?
Job interview probably is it's going to eke out flight because I'm definitely the guy that wants to get a couple hours ahead. I'll have some airport pops. I'd rather sit there, be through TSA, and be good to go instead of staring down the barrel of waiting through security. I know we don't have a lot of time, but I think I've told you guys the story. I was late for the bus at Vanderbilt to go to Arkansas as the Friday night starter. 9-hour ride from Nashville. The fear of God when I called David Price to tell Tim Corbin, hey, you got to pull the bus over because I missed the bus, and he thought I was joking. And then I got my rear end handed to me the very next night. Corb walked out to the mound, smirk on his face. He goes, should have just left you in Nashville. Took the ball right from him. Like, was never late again for anything after that.
Well, man, enjoy the weekend. Appreciate
you. You too, guys. You bet.
All right, that's our guy, Jensen Lewis, on the Brian Heating Coin Systems fan guest hotline. I actually kind of butchered the poll when I asked him about that, but I'll update it next on what would deliver the most anxiety. Plus, tell the truth, Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Tri-State Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. Tri-State Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
How do you make a UDF ice cream quake? Easy. Pick any flavor of UDF ice cream, add your favorite mix-ins, and you've got a quake. Now, how do you pick your flavors and mix-ins? That's That's the hard part. Ice cream quakes, only at United Dairy Farmers.
At Planet Fitness, we know how important it is to take care of both your mind and body. That's why now through May 15th, all new members get free massage amenities all month long, so you can reset, recover, and leave feeling stronger than when you came in. Join the club for just $1 down, $15 a month, and get free massage amenities for the month of May. No commitment. Deal ends May 15th. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
Want to win free Hothead burritos or bowls for a year? Play the Hothead Scratch and Win game, where every card is a guaranteed winner. Even a trip to the Caribbean could be yours. Get to Hothead Burritos during Cinco de Monto and scratch away.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. All I need is sunshine and a pretty refreshing mountain dew. So give me my good days, give me a dew.
Grab some friends and an ice-cold Mountain Dew today.
Mountain Dew.
Grilling season starts now at Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
All right, if you're planning that summer road trip, before you load up and hit the highway, make sure your vehicle is ready for that journey. At your main Honda of Dublin, you can count on same-day service to get you road trip ready. From oil changes to inspections, it's quick, easy, and done right. So you can drive with confidence wherever the summer takes you. No stress, no delays, just smooth sailing. Stop by Germain Honda of Dublin, just south of 270 on Sawmill Road, or schedule your service anytime at germainhondaofdublin.com.
Got a craving for scratch-made food, ice-cold 29-degree beer in every game on wall-to-wall TVs? Head to Twin Peaks, your ultimate sports lodge. Great views, killer eats, colder beer, Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Remember the old days when football used to have an off-season? Well, we at the Fan think that really sucked. That's why we bring you Austin and Berm, America's #1 resource for Buckeye football conversation, is voted by Fake Surveys Incorporated. Catch their daily podcast called The Beat and their breaking news podcast, Snap Judgments, as they broadcast live from Roosters on Mondays, and they come right to your house and massage your tender areas. They'll do it all. Austin and Berm on the Fan's YouTube channel and 10 TV Plus. Morning Juice is now live on YouTube. Join Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Thidoff weekday mornings from 6 to 8.
Just search 971 The Fan to catch the live experience or watch on demand.
The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Federal Elite Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, TLC, before you take us home, I will update the poll from today when it comes. This is all based on the kid at the PGA Championship that showed up late for his tee time. He was on the grounds, but he was a minute late. They docked him 2 strokes to start his round.
Was it Garrick Higo?
Garrick Higo, Lego my Higo. And we came up with this. When it comes to being late, what would give you the most anxiety? And I probably should have typed something big at work, not just a regular work day. I just put work, so I probably butchered it. Then I put attending a wedding, and TLC asked, well, could you just slide in the back? No, it has to be something awkward, like they know you're late. And the other one was you get invited as a guest, you have a tea time at a private club, and you show up late to that, or you're going to. And the last one was you're caught in heavy traffic on your way to the airport.
That's what I voted for, was the airport situation there. My guess is that's what won. I guess I'm really interested in what's second.
It did.
So that doesn't really surprise me that much.
Heavy traffic to the airport causes the most anxiety, and I would agree with that. Work is second. Okay. Tea time at a private club is third, and attending a wedding, nothing. In fact,
wow.
CJ typed in a group of buddies and I got to a high school buddy's wedding late, coming from a bar, beers in hand, walked by the bride, giving her a hug, then snuck to our seats. It was an outdoor wedding.
I was about to say, you're not bringing beers into church.
Not really noticed until someone cracked a beer in dead silence.
Come on, man.
That's bold.
One of his homies cracked a beer?
You can't wait to the reception?
Yeah, we got to, come on now.
Or
we
at
gotta be
least
better.
until they say you can kiss the bride. And then, yeah. All right, so there's your winner. Nobody wants to be late. You don't want to ever feel anxiety going to the airport.
No.
You don't know how long the security line's going to be. Like, now, usually you get there and you're always delayed in some way, so you're fine. But when you're praying for a delay on the way there, not good.
I'm thinking about this outdoor wedding, and it depends on how everything is aligned. Because, like I said, when I was worried about when I was worried about showing up late to a wedding, it was because I got to walk through the doors, and everyone can hear the doors opening while they're speaking up at the front. Be like, "Who's that?" And they all turn around and look at me. But you could maybe get away with it if there's an outdoor wedding. You could just kind of creep up and sneak up. But the thing about it is, if it's like a flat field, they're going to be watching you come up from a mile away and be watching you for 3 straight minutes. Like, oh, here he comes. All right, he's almost here. Now he's here. So it depends on the alignment.
Let me ask you guys this.
Whether you want to learn how to do the TLC creep and sneak?
So I creep. Yeah. If you are going to a wedding and you know you're obviously going to be late and the doors are closed.
Is it going to be a white wedding?
And you hear that everything is happening. It's on you to not go in, correct?
I think at that point,
you can't go in.
You have brought up a savvy veteran move. You don't go in. You act like you were in. And you just blend in with the crowd.
That's what you do, right?
That's exactly what you do.
I'll see you guys at the reception.
How'd you enjoy the vows? Loved them. Fantastic.
So I think TLC,
we wrote them ourselves.
I think that's the move. I think we just don't even go in.
What I would do in that situation, just thinking on the fly, I would hang by the bathrooms, wait for someone to go use the restroom, and then when they come out to go back to their seat, you follow them in. So you look like, they were just, I guess they were both in the bathroom.
But
then.
no one's going to the bathroom in the middle of the ceremony. Not usually.
You gotta go.
I know, but that's a rarity. That's a rarity.
Maybe it's like a Greek wedding. It's 4 hours or something like that.
Get him to the Greek,
I guess.
Close the door behind you.
Let me ask you, if your table is in the middle or towards the front, you still can't go in though, right? Your table has to be in the back.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, the reception?
Like he's saying, so he sees somebody coming out to go to the bathroom. To me, if I see that person and my game plan is to wait on that, I'm not going in if my seat is in the middle or towards the front.
No.
Or do you hang by the bathrooms so that way when they
bathroom talk?
Well, hold on. But because I'm assuming, look,
so you're trading one pew for the other.
There are hundreds of people attending a wedding. Somebody's got to go to the bathroom in the middle of this thing. And when they leave and, everyone can see them kind of get up and hey, excuse me, got to go. And everyone kind of knows where they're going. When they open the door, you grab the door and hold it for yourself and you slip in. So that way, maybe not everybody's turning their heads when they hear the door open because they think, oh, that's so-and-so going to the bathroom. But then you sneak in.
Are we overthinking this?
You tailgate your way 100%. Into the church.
Let me ask you this. Are we overthinking this if we're not in the wedding? Like if we're not in the wedding.
Oh, no. If you're in the wedding,
does anybody
you're
really
toast.
But I'm saying if we're not in the wedding, does anybody
hours beforehand?
Does anybody really care that we're late?
The poll would have been better if that choice was you're in a wedding, not attending one. One.
You're in the wedding.
That anxiety.
If you're in the wedding and they're already lined up at the front, there's no way you can go in there.
You have to go in.
Oh, you mean no way.
You mean they made it down the aisle without you? They paired up and one bridesmaid didn't have a +1?
You can't go down there.
You had to go solo?
You can't go down there.
If you walk through those double doors at the church and you look up at the front and all the groomsmen are standing behind the groom, you can't just shuffle into your place.
Hey, hold on, I'm here.
I thought you said about the creep and sneak.
Be like, hey, man, I think I'm third in line.
Well, then you know what you got to do then? You got to go with a full Matty Ice. I had food poisoning. There's no other excuse.
Wait, yeah.
Are you saying I did that?
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying that's what you go with. Because who's gonna question that?
That is true. That is true. But AR, so you're saying that you would go up If you're a groomsman, you're late.
They're in the middle of the ceremony, and
I'm terrified
I think
to go
you're
up
probably
there.
right. You're probably toast. You're done. But that's what that's why I butchered this poll. We did it too fast. It would have been a big meeting at work, important meeting at work, not attending a wedding. You're in the wedding. That would bring you a lot of anxiety if you were late.
Yeah.
Maybe even more than any of that other
Because
stuff.
that would be so much more
you
than
can
the
miss
flight.
a flight.
If you miss the flight, that's
Correct. Yeah.
You can't make up the wedding stuff.
No, that's a one and done.
Yeah, you can't make
Okay,
that up.
so how do we make... Because the other ones have obligations where you are letting other people down. How do we make the missing a flight affect other people? Because it's just like, man, I got to buy another plane ticket. Are you serious?
You'd be missing a flight to an important event.
Well, you just get the next flight out and like...
No, but you'd be late then.
Yeah.
For that event.
Yeah.
You have to add the importance of it.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's always be on time. It's always be on.
Be early.
There you go.
Sound effect.
And I am looking at a half-empty bottle of Cavatier, which means that we are just about out of time.
You ever miss anything from our show? Don't worry, folks. You can always catch up wherever you get your podcast. Just type in Rothman Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 will be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the podcast as well. Common Man and Timmy coming up next. It's Go to Jail Friday. We love you.
We do, and we'll try to be on time.